Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day one of the senior trials. We're going to be running through a round robin. These are the 9 teams that have entered. Aker, Capelli, Goodman, Hammond, Lal, Reynolds, Simpson, Tulin, and Wolfson. And we're going to be cutting one team over the next 2 days, which is real silly, but that's the way that the tournament's set up. So we're going to get down to 8. Then there will be a knockout bracket, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. We'll pick one team. Seeding points wise, let's see. I was able to find this the other day. Let me see if I can figure out how to get there once again. Maybe it was on the tournament homepage, because I do want to take a look at this again. Since condition buys and seating. Here we go. Senior seating points. There. This is the important thing. Whoop. So out of the round robin, effectively no teams are going to change position in terms of seating once they do qualify. Like, if you win the round robin and you have 27 seeding points, I think you earn like a couple. But of course, the team that gets second also gets a couple. So overall, I think we found out that Wolfson is going to be the 1 seed. Lal is going to be the 2 seed. Goodman the 3 seed. And Tulin the 4 seed. So what this basically means is if all these teams end up winning their quarterfinal matches, we're going to see Wolfson against Tulin in the semifinals, and we're going to see Lal against Goodman in the semifinals. So let's see. Heading back to the actual teams. I know I did this a little bit yesterday when I was on stream, but not everyone tuned in to that shorter broadcast. So just kind of reiterating. So what did we say? Wolfson against Tulin. 2 pretty strong teams. I mean, I could imagine either one of them winning that matchup. I would probably give the edge a little bit to Wolfson because... Actually, I'm not sure who David's playing with. David's playing with Michael. So Michael Camel is rotating with Mike Becker and David Berkowitz. Huh. I mean, obviously, once again, Mexstroth had some surgery, and so he has been unable to play in the trials entirely, which is pretty disappointing, I think. A lot of fans wanted to see Jeff play. I mean, I always want to see Jeff play. He's super fun to watch. But yeah, I think that is actually going to make Wolfson's team much weaker, that David's going to have to play with a new partner and Michael's going to have to remember 2 system cards. Still, I was a little bit uncertain about the play level of Alan Sontag, since I know that he's kind of dropped out of top level bridge. I mean, many years ago, and I'm not familiar with how well he's going to do. Hey, Craig. Oh, were you planning to join me today? Let me pull up Discord then. So take a second to get set up there. And the other side of the match, or in the other side of the semifinals, so we were saying that it's going to be Goodman against Lal. And I still think Lal has an incredibly powerful team, especially with the addition of Bobby Levin, who it still says he's playing with Rodwell. I guess we'll see if that actually turns out to be true today, since they're going to have to, I mean, play together at some point today. Yeah, I'm happy to have you join me, Craig. I will. Sorry, I'm catching up on Discord stuff, and I just now that I opened it, I probably shouldn't do this. I'll do this while I'm not on stream. Um, Let me go ahead and plug in to get in the voice channel, and boom. All right, I am here. So now we're gonna have 9 matches, but every team's only playing in 8 of them, so there's gonna be 1 sit out. It will be very similar to what we saw in the mixed. You know what? I think I'm gonna make a different call than I did yesterday. I'm gonna pick LOL against Tulin as the final. That's gonna be my choice. It's probably I think it could go either way, the Tulin versus Wolfson semifinal. Assuming that's what we get. I mean, there's still a bunch of other fairly strong teams like Hammond, Simpson, for example. I'm just picking out a few that could definitely pull off some upsets.
Yeah, I would say I agree with that. I would make Wolfson a slight favorite in that match. Both teams are very, very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
Garner has to play every board, so that's not ideal, but he's, in my experience, he's very tough. And, I don't know that I've ever seen him have stamina issues. But, it's not ideal, but I guess the alternative was adding someone who makes the team worse.
yeah. Yeah, about 5 minutes until game time.
Which is good because I need to get set up myself here.
I don't know why they're starting at 11:02. That seems like a weird time to have started, but actually, I wonder if this is the built-in 30-minute delay where like they start whenever the players sit down, and maybe the players sat down at 11:02, and that's why we're like starting at 11:32.
The first day of these things, there's just always some delay. Who knows what the reasons are, but days one never start on time.
Yeah. All right, so these are going to be. Hold on. I used to know. Are these still going to be the same sort of 9 board matches that we saw in the mixed, or are these going to be a different number?
How many teams are entered? I know you just took a look.
There's 9. So it is 11 board matches. Okay.
And I think probably that means that it's going to be like some sets of 6 and some sets of 5, because I believe you remember from when we played, there's a rule that in the round robin, every player must play against every other team. You can't game it so that sponsors don't have to play the toughest matches.
Not as far as I can tell. They're playing boards 1 to 11 and then boards
I
12 to
see.
22. I think, yeah, I think you can set your sponsors whenever.
Yeah, because if you definitely when you and I played, or when I played with someone else, I played with Franco in one of these, I don't remember. They had that rule. The round robin was in halves. I think there might have been as many as like 20 board round robins where you played 10 and 10 and combined them, and you needed to play 10 against every other team.
Hmm. I don't think it
So
was with us.
is this a 3-day round robin or a 2-day?
2 day. So we're playing 4 matches today and 5 matches tomorrow.
I see. So they're giving the
What?
old people some pretty short days.
Wait, what? Hold on.
What are you wanting?
This is the schedule. Okay, so today we're playing 2 matches, which lead up to a 90-minute lunch break, and then we're playing 2 more matches. Fine. Tomorrow we play 3 matches in the morning, and then we have a 75-minute lunch break, and then we play 2 matches in the evening. Who decided on this schedule?
I don't know. I guess the alternative would be to do a 3-day round robin with, approximately 65 boards a day to play, 198 boards,
If you
or you
wanted
would
to
play a
play a
double
double
round
round
robin.
robin against every team, yeah, I don't
Well, the
think that.
alternative is to have a 3-day double round robin or a 1 and 3/4 day single round robin, I think.
Yeah, well, that's
I
what
guess
they're
we could
doing. It's a
do.
1 and 3/4 day single round robin. That's it.
I mean, why not do a double though and do like so there's 9 teams entered?
Mm-hmm.
So you could do 63 and 63, 7 and 7, and add them up and play 2 full days. And that would
Oh, I
also mean
mean,
that
you.
everyone has to play everyone else.
I'm sure you could do this. Like that might make more sense. But also, we're doing a giant 2 day thing to eliminate one team, um, which seems
Yeah, but
obnoxious.
right, but like as dumb as that is, once that's part of the conditions, you might as well have the rest of the conditions be as sensible as possible.
Yeah, I don't think you've met the USBF
Or
before.
not. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like there's no ideal way to do it, and maybe based on historical precedent, they expected a bigger entry. Like I don't know how big the USBF seniors was last year. Maybe 9 is unusually small or something.
I think it was actually smaller last year. I'm not certain, but when I looked it up, I think they only had like a semifinal and final um,
I see.
listed. Anyway, we're about to get started. This will be fun and exciting, I'm sure. I wonder who we should kibitz in the second match. Maybe Hammond. If we haven't done any Bob
Um,
kibitzing.
yeah, he was playing in the Open, I believe, right?
He was. They got knocked out in the round of 16.
Yeah, I think he's. I don't know if he's 86 yet, but I think he turns 86 sometime this year, and I think around this time of year.
Mm-hmm. So maybe this will be a
Yeah.
good birthday present if he wins.
Yeah, the year of birth, I'm pretty confident in. The actual date, I'm not sure if it actually is this year, but I kind of remember when he had COVID, it was on his birthday, and it
Mm-hmm.
was this time of year.
First matchups appear to be based on seeding a little bit, and I think it's like top against bottom. So this might not be a super exciting round. It looks like Tulin against Simpson might be the closest match.
Yeah, I
Um,
would say them or Aker Goodman. I think both the other two. I think I certainly make Howard and Wolfson strong favorites. I feel like Capelli and Reynolds are the leading contenders to be the one team that doesn't make it.
so should we watch Simpson Tulin?
Sure.
And let's not watch the Kit Woolsey table. Here we go.
Great.
Suntag and Cats
Okay,
against
that's good.
Weixel and Krikorian. We are off and running. Club by Santi. Spade overcalled by Weixel.
Uh, yeah.
Double? I'm sorry. What?
I mean, maybe they have. Is it possible they play negative free bids and two hearts isn't an option? The whole that does seem a little strange.
I mean, I think whatever two hearts is probably the well, like the Queen Doubleton of Spades is not a good card, and you do have Singleton in your partner's suit, but it kind of feels like a negative double is not really showing the south hand. Um,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand it, but Ralph is an awfully good player. If he's doing it, I'm sure there's some reason besides that he forgot two hearts is sufficient.
that's that's probably true. This is probably going to work out really badly for him, by the way, because it's going to go four spades, and oh god, what is Sontag supposed to do? Five clubs?
For no Trump, maybe. I mean, he does have, if you switch Katz's hearts and diamonds, which is absolutely possible, you really need to get diamonds.
It's yeah, you might be able to switch Cat's hearts and diamonds. In fact, um,
Yeah, and I like for no Trump, right? It's it says that you have a bunch of things to play. Yeah, there he goes.
so for now, I mean, okay, Weixel is happy he's off the hook because his hand was terrible.
I mean, he's thrilled, right? He feels like he's about to get, possibly a trick one or two rough, right? Cast into Declare, he can get a trick one rough, and if Sontag is, he can, like, it doesn't work here, but underleading the Ace of Spades for a rough was probably going to be pretty attractive.
Yeah, now Katz has
Maybe
put
gets a
himself
heart.
in an awkward spot because I think he also needs to bid for no Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, he bids five
Yeah,
diamonds.
actually, well, yeah, the 4 no trump or 4 spades by South is the.
Yes.
5 diamonds is fine, I mean, here it's obviously bad because Jimmy can lead the King of Hearts, but without a double, he might not.
Sure.
It,
Cloverenge, it is Craig Ganser is
Hi.
joining me on the microphone. I know that some people have like a bunch of face cams set up. I mean, I don't require that for my co-casters. Some of them have it, some of them don't. So
Yeah, I usually do it on my own stream. It's off at the moment just because I came in from a bike ride and I'm looking a little disheveled.
yeah. All right. Well, five diamonds. I mean, it's not the worst of places to have ended up in. Um, five hearts would have been presumably easier. Diamond finesse is working. You can just lose two trump tricks. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, I think so.
Um, yes, I'm just trying to see if there's any like handling to do with needing to rough 2 spades, but I guess not really. You can just play a couple of diamonds. Still have a trump. Well, I mean, there's a hmm. I mean, it's dummy can get cut off if you don't handle the play pretty carefully, right?
I mean, I think Dummy is going to get cut off. Um, this opening spade lead is going to make things monstrously difficult for Declare. I like this might even not be makeable on a double dummy basis, but I think on a single dummy basis, it's just going to be impossible. So, first question, Katz needs to decide if he's taking a diamond hook here. Like, if he plays a diamond to the 8, I actually think he might make this. I mean, he will make this. But a diamond to the jack, I don't think it's... I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I mean, on my screen it already did happen.
No, I mean, like, making the contract from here.
Oh,
I
you're
just...
making kind of good.
So, like, we
Yeah,
rough a
so
spade and we start running clubs, right? Like, that's the play. Oh, okay. Well, now there's just...
yeah, I think he just decided his best shot was to get a spade away on the clubs and just bank on being able to bring in the hearts for one loser.
What?
Wait, what? Did he forget what contract he's in?
Maybe he's hoping the opponents can't cash out spades. I mean, look at Krikorian pitching all of his spades here. Weichsel needs to now either
Oh, he
underlead the ace of
doesn't.
spades
No,
or
he doesn't. Yeah.
play the ace and have the
Yeah.
king fall under it. This is, I mean,
I mean, I think Jimmy can work out to drop what? And Jimmy can work out to drop the king there.
yeah, sure. I just like, what just happened? Wait, South claimed 11.
Uh,
Oh no. Oh no. He faced his hand and claimed. Katz thought his queen of spades was high.
that's not possible. I mean, like forgetting one of the ace and king, maybe both of them. Uh,
No, I mean I'm sure that's what he's like. What?
well, none of it. I mean, I thought that it was possible that he thought that he had just roughed that diamond. But if he thinks hearts are trumps, he knows he's off a bunch of trump tricks.
Oh, you think that he's in hearts, and he thinks he's in hearts. Oh no.
I think he forgot what the contract is. Of
That's
course,
possible.
11 tricks still wouldn't make sense because he would have two Trump losers now.
Yeah. Oh man. What?
Uh, I mean, at least it's a completely meaningless round robin.
What is this? Guys,
What?
help.
None of this is possible.
Oh my god. Down one. Okay. What an entertaining first hand.
I I don't understand how they did not cash out the space at that point.
I okay. I do have a real question though. I wanna take a look at this in a different window because I think Declara might still have been able to make this. Um, even
At what
after that
point?
diamond to the jack play, and I think he probably should have made it. Um,
I
let me
mean,
just
I don't think they need a director. The guy just didn't know what contract he was playing.
yeah yeah I have.
I mean, they may need a neurologist, but they don't need a director.
Too bad we can't lose both of these teams after the round robin. True, true. Um,
That is one of the most bizarre hands I've ever seen.
yeah, Declare still could have made this after a diamond to the jack. All he needed to do was rough the spade and then start running clubs through East. And because East has to follow to 4 rounds of clubs, he gets to pitch 3 hearts and then play another club. And when East splits their diamond honors to rough, he just pitches another heart. It's like a loser on loser. Then he
Right.
roughs the spade, pulls the last trump, cashes the heart ace. It's just 11 tricks. I mean, like, he was cold for 11 tricks, in
Oh yeah,
fact.
because he
Once,
lost zero tricks to that
yeah,
point.
like, once West had showed out on the diamond, there's only one line of play and 5 diamonds at the very least. Um,
Yeah, well,
whoops.
and like probably he should find that right.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, there's just nothing else you play for. I just didn't know how many tricks were actually being taken on that line, but now looking at it kind of afterwards from a double dummy perspective, it's very automatic that you get 11. Whew.
So this is, I would say, this is not my choice. I feel like they're playing two tiers of splinters. I think even though the hand fits into the lower tier range. With 18 Queen of Trumps, you have to go high because it's going to be impossible for a partner to cooperate because he doesn't know that he has no Trump loser, and it's going to look to him like he has a bunch of Trump losers.
But the Queen of Spades is kind of an irrelevant card, right? Isn't this more like a 10 count than a 12 count?
Well, I mean, it's not irrelevant when we have five, but when we have four, it's very much relevant.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and here, of course, yes, it's wasted because Ace King empty fifth is the same. But yeah, and we're off two aces, so this is as high as we want to get. But I would be very nervous waiting to see partner's hand here. And then Jimmy thought for a long time before bidding 3-0 Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He understood the problem.
Yep. Yeah, I think I really like Simpson's decision in the other room. He just bid 5 clubs with the North hand. Like, his trumps are solid. So what if we miss out on a 4-4 diamond fit? Like,
Mhm.
yes, if we miss a 5-4 diamond fit or 6-4 diamond fit, we're a bit unhappy, but um, clubs is going to be a better trump suit. And so he was easily able to pull trumps and make 5 clubs.
Yeah, well, there was also a difference in the other room in that he had very little reason to think diamonds might be playable because his partner bid two hearts instead of this negative double.
Yeah, that's true too.
So I apologize. There's starting to be some ambient noise here. If it gets super annoying, I can try to move to a quieter room, but there might not be one.
I can't hear anything, so I think we're good.
Yeah, my neighbors are playing Spanish music. Fortunately, not at the ear-splitting volume it had been throughout most of yesterday.
Well, ace of diamonds lead from cats. Two of diamonds
Yeah, I like
was, I
it.
guess, discouraging. Diamond continuation seems weird.
It does seem weird.
So declare now gets to make an over trick. Not a big deal at imps, but still.
I mean, I wonder if like maybe he thought the only hope was that North had something like King Jack third of diamonds and that the deuce was forced.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, like with these hearts, like Sontag could have had like ace king queen third of hearts, I guess. And now we're just cashing three hearts. Um,
I mean, maybe Santi should be throwing the Jack of diamonds there to force a heart shift.
hmm, yeah, that's possible as well. Um,
I don't know. I think Cass might have decided if he had blown out the hand with the diamond lead, it was too late. So maybe the best hope was that he hadn't blown out the hand and there was just some layout where they can catch the first three tricks.
sure. Well, on
And
the
in
board
fact,
three,
if Santi had King Jack fourth of diamonds, a fourth round would beat the contract because the Jack of spades would score.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what their carding methods are. So, like, if that two diamonds was encouraging, then Sontag played the wrong card. And if it was
I think with
discouraging, then I think cats just should have switched to hearts. But
Yeah, I mean, with five to choose among, I suspect that it was discouraging. Like maybe with three, something weird can happen, but with that many cards to choose from, unless Santi's like trying to make Cats feel better about his senior moment by also forgetting his carding, I think it was just discouraging.
I used to
Might
like
draw
doing this
three
thing on the
squares.
north hand where I have like honor doubleton and we're favorable and I raise
Yeah.
partners preempt. And for whatever reason, it never worked for me. And so I stopped doing it. But Sontag's right in there with three diamonds, making White
I
Cell's
mean, I
hand a
think
little bit difficult to bid.
yeah, and I think like if Cats can be counted on for a super classic straight down the middle week two, it's fine. But I think one of the reasons it doesn't work out is like everyone has a hand like this now, and it's you know, and it's bad. Like the opponents can't make anything, and you're off a bunch of side winners, and your trump suit is bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, the opponents do make three now on this hand. So it's.
Yeah, well, in fact, I was thinking that White Cell probably would bid 3-0, and I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has 17. I mean, like, what's he supposed to do? He can't. You don't bid three hearts with this hand. I don't think three hearts is a
Right.
good bid.
No,
So,
agreed.
your choices are like pass, which is very wimpy, or bid three no, which tends to show
Yeah.
about this hand type. And
No, I think you absolutely can't pass. Like three hearts. I don't hate it as much as you do, but I think it deserves to lose a pile of imps. Like it
mhm.
just you're like, what does West do? West would raise, right? He has no sensible alternative.
Yeah,
And he could bid three spades, like hoping partner could bid three no trump, but that's pretty dumb.
yep. All right, diamond lead. So declare is going to have an easy nine tricks after this. Five clubs, two diamonds, two hearts, and a spade. 10 tricks. Five clubs, two diamonds, two hearts, and a spade without breaking a sweat. He'll probably get 11 because the hearts split.
Yeah, I think he might just lead a heart to the jack now.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
So there it is. Heart to the jack. Weichsel mixing up his spot cards a little bit.
Yeah, if the opponents are playing Smith, you might as well play the hand, the card that's going to make their Smith signals hardest to read.
Mm-hmm.
I think the six or five are equally good for that purpose, but the four would probably make it a little easier for the opponents. All right, so I guess we'll not see a claim yet because he does still need everything to break, but pretty soon.
Yeah, he doesn't know about the heart split. Um, Although at
Yeah,
this point, there might be a major suit squeeze against North if North has four hearts and the King Jack 10 of spades. Wait, there might not be. There's no entries.
I was gonna
Never
say,
mind.
yeah,
The entries
um,
just don't work for the squeeze.
right,
Like if we could run the clubs and somehow get back to the East Hand, then it would
yeah,
work out, but we just can't do that. So
yeah. If West had small hearts and East had winners, I think it would be okay. Cash ace of spades. Run the clubs ending in the West hand, pitching spades from East, and North would be squeezed that way.
right. Okay, 11 tricks. So finally a more tame board.
Yeah, I mean, nice result for East West, but that race to be one of the flatter boards instead across every table
Hmm.
is not really an alternative result. Well, this looks a little more exciting.
Yeah, so is West going to open a no trump, I wonder? Because it's
I
the
mean,
style of most modern players, but I think for a lot of the seniors, they're kind of backed into this bridge that they grew up with in like the 70s or 60s, where like you don't open a no trump with six card suits.
yeah, I feel like, I know Jimmy much better than Weichsel. We were talking about traders yesterday. Jimmy was one of the other top experts on the floor. But, like, we're not friends anymore. We kind of fell out of touch. But, in those days, we would socialize a little bit. He was also a wine guy and just talk on the floor all the time. And he was always, like, of that generation, not the best player, although a very strong player, but I think one of the most flexible players.
Hmm.
Like I think White Cell might not do it, or he might. But Jimmy I think has always been like very adaptable, like very good at changing with the times.
Got it. I wonder where East West would want to get if they could see each other's hands. Like, six diamonds honestly looks like a pretty good contract, single dummy. The heart might go
Yeah,
on the fourth club.
right. It's much better than Six Hearts, although it won't make because of diamond. Like you'll get really excited, about the Jack Nine of clubs, but of course, with the diamonds not splitting your toast.
Yeah, so Weichsel is deciding to treat his hand as a slam try in hearts, which I think makes a lot of sense. 14 counts, singleton, good distribution, basically all working honors, opposite the
Yeah.
strong no trump. So he's going to transfer to hearts and bid. I don't know what his plan is, but he's going to make a slam try
Um,
because he could have just Texased if he
yeah.
wanted to sign off.
He might bid three clubs just to like tell partner what values are good, or maybe we'll just bid whatever shows an immediate slam try.
Hmm.
I mean, he's right to, right? If you switch West Majors, you just have a complete trick one claim in six hearts.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Or if the King Jack of Spades were the ace, then
Right.
also,
Right. And West is only a 15 count. He's allowed to have a little more. He could
yep,
have the Jack of Diamonds.
yeah, for
And
sure.
obviously West is all primes, but it's not a particularly good fitting hand, right? He's got, two, three, and he's long suits. Yeah, so three spades. Is that a splinter or is that a general slam try? That is a relay.
Relay. So he's going to relay to three now and then show his hand from there. Nat
Yeah, this is
Silver
an area
says
where
that they did open six card minors with a no trump back in the day. I'm surprised by that. I guess I got the feeling that many of the older generation players stuck to a more rigid style of a no trump opening bid.
yeah, I had that impression also. So thank you for the historic color. We always appreciate I don't know about you. Like I always really
Yeah,
appreciate British history. It's one of
Craig
the
is
things I
the
really
bridge historian, as he says.
I am very into British history. 3-0. Nice little wrinkle. So 3-0 shows a spade control, but also asks, probably at this point with your space compressed, it's a general ask. I bet he doesn't have too many ways to show specific things. We'll see.
I feel
I
like
mean, this they
East
could be
is
in
going
some
to show
trouble
a
here
stiff
now.
spade somehow.
He might just key card.
He might. He might. It's true. Like, five hearts is not really in all that much danger. Like, there could be a minor suit rough or something with the King of Hearts offside, but um,
Yeah, right? You know, if he's just sort of banking on one of West to be the ace of spades when he gets a key card response, what's he going to do? So when he hears two and he thinks one of them is the ace of spades, he'll sign off, I think.
He's just always going to sign. They're going to be off 2 key cards. So
Oh, they're off two men or what? Right.
so 4 spades. Yeah, spade shortness, too good for 4 hearts. And West is going to be like, oh. I understand.
Yeah, and of course, East thinks he has a huge hand if partner's spade is the ace.
Yeah, so we'll see if West gives it a try. I mean, they might get to 6 hearts if West cubids here. Because as you say, East expects that he has a pretty good hand. Um, and it's not as if West's hand is like terrible. The thing is, yes, the King Jack of Spades are completely worthless opposite the spade shortness. But he does have a source of tricks, and he does have some nice controls, Ace, King, Ace, outside.
Yeah, I mean, like West at this point is not going to like his hand that much, right?
Well, so like imagine if partner's whole hand was like Ace, King, Queen, 6th of hearts, and a singleton spade. Um, with the Queen of Diamonds or whatever, like that's an 11 count, and we just have 13 top tricks when we get in. So
Yeah, sure.
it's not as if West's hand is completely unsuitable for slam, but I do suspect that he is not going to be too thrilled. I mean, he might cue 5 clubs, and I think if he cues 5 clubs, hopefully East will get the idea that, like, West doesn't want a bid key card for some reason. He wants East to be captain, and East might say, well, if you can't bid key card, I guess we're done. I think they'll sign off in 5 hearts.
Like as he's bidding 6 hearts, you're finishing that sentence.
Oh my god, he just jumps to 6 hearts. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, it was like while you were wrapping up your little spiel there about why 5 hearts was so obvious, no one would ever get higher before he's bidding 6 hearts.
I'm shocked that West has decided to just like blast the slam. I think you can at least make another try. You don't have to force yourself to the 6th level. But Sontag leads a trump, and I mean, Declare might not be okay. He takes the trump hook. I was going to say Declare might not be that unhappy. After the trump lead, he could fly ace and then play 3 rounds of diamonds, hoping Cat started with a doubleton diamond and the king doubleton of hearts, and then
Right.
the spade would go away. But he decides to just take the heart finesse.
I mean, Santi might have underled the King of Hearts there, right? It's you know probably safe. Whatever's holding us, like not King Doubleton, but any King Third. It's hard to imagine it's going to blow the
Sure, yeah,
contract.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's very possible that Sontag had the king of hearts, so Declare's finessing the trumps made sense. What happened in the other room? The other room just showed a generic slam try with 6 hearts. Woolsey opened a 14 to 16, no trump. I guess I can actually show this. 2 diamonds transfer. Curtis Cheek actually overcalled 2 spades over the 2 diamond transfer. Fetch 3 diamonds by Woolsey and 4 hearts by Bramley. Um,
So, despite a catastrophe on the first board, after 4 boards, Tulin actually has the lead here, thanks to that slam swing.
yeah, yeah. I think they're a strong team. Um,
Yeah, yeah, certainly one of the teams to beat. I think East West, the Simpson team is also, I would say like not one of the true favorites, but like definitely I would put them in my dark horse category of teams that can win this.
for sure. I think like a lot of teams that have the potential to win the event.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if we're going to see some of the silly mistakes like on the first board. I think it might
Yeah.
just be like first board jitters or something. Players are still
I
getting
mean,
settled, but
you know, from Ralph Katz, come on.
I don't know. He's in a new partnership. He always plays with Nickel, and
Yeah, well, I mean, he's played with Nickel for a very long time. Obviously, he has had other expert partners in his life.
yeah.
And I think this might literally be a first time partnership, although I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like Santi, I think has bounced around quite a bit over the last few years. Like he might have played a cycle with Berkowitz, resurrecting in one of the. I don't think they'd actually ever played together, but they were precision teammates. 50 years ago. Um, he and White Cell actually resurrected their partnership, but that's probably at least 10 years, maybe more like 15. Um, I think he's kind of, failed to find a regular gig for quite a while.
Bridge historian, everyone.
Yeah. Anyway, so this looks like fairly sensible landing spot for North South. Just two-way check backing their way to two diamonds.
Yeah, now West hasn't decided whether or not he's going to pass this out. I mean, I think at match points, there's definitely a lot going for like a two heart balance here. Um,
Yeah,
it,
yeah, that double to diamond.
it's pretty scary to do this at Imps, and Krikorian
Yeah.
does pass it out. I always say like don't bother competing for part scores at Imps. It just doesn't pay off in the long run. But in these Swiss matches, it could work. Like if you pick up 5 here, that's a big deal in the Swiss format.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right at match points, it kind of looks like two dimes is good for them, which means bidding is, I would say, close to mandatory. And if you don't care if it's good for them,
Mm-hmm.
it's just 90 or 110 and it's nothing deal and you move on with it.
Yeah.
But at match points, anytime you think they've landed well, especially if they've landed well on a contract other people might not get to, you have to bid. I agree. Like if you think you're just in a worse position in the field, which on this kind of auction you probably are, you know, you're not playing with that many match points if you bid.
Right. Well, Sontag has decided he's going to rough some hearts, I guess.
Yeah, this. Not sure what the point of this is because these are like I understand like sometimes it's nice to single in low trumps, when you have a lot of trump losers, but here a trump suit is just solid, Like why not just draw trumps and play on spades?
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand it either. I think he gets in trouble sometimes here when
Yeah, he might lose the fourth spade if they tap him. Right, like Queen of Hearts now, Ace of Spades, and
yeah, I mean, he could have pitched a club, and then, of course, Weichsel could cash a couple clubs ending in Krikorian's hand, and then the King of Hearts comes. Um, and I think the
this is
defense would have been in control, but it's really
yeah,
hard to find that defense. So,
it is, but this feels right. Like he's leading a trump when there's obviously just no roughing going on in the shorthand. I mean, this just feels like very soft defense. And he did like Whitesell's not that fast a player, and he did it really quickly. I don't know.
mm-hmm. Yeah, now in the other room, because Simpson and Cheek are playing a precision style, Simpson opened a diamond on the north hand. And so when it went, then Bramley had an easy takeout double with 3 small diamonds, as opposed to the 1 club opener in this room, where Bramley's hand has ace king 10 fourth of clubs. He wouldn't have been able to make the same takeout double. 2 diamonds by Curtis Cheek. And then Woolsey was able to land in 2 hearts, which is a making spot. Misguessed the heart jack, but he did end up making 8 tricks. So there's the 5 imps going to Tulin.
Yeah, that fourth club to hold your spade losers to 1 is really nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, pass by East. Is Katz going to open another week two? I imagine so. If that king
I would
sixth
think
outside
so.
king
Yeah.
is good enough, this hand has to be good enough. And I guess Sontag just bids game.
I mean, maybe you bid two no shrimp to give partner room, if he can often have a pretty horrible hand.
Yeah, but like, imagine partner's hand is ace jack sixth of spades and out, and you bid two no trump. Partner's gonna say he has a terrible hand. Don't we want to be in game opposite that?
I mean, if you have ace jack 10-6, maybe playing Ogich, you can show that as good suit, bad hand, and get there. I don't know. I mean, I think, like, playing with myself, I would be a game because I'm not a particularly aggressive preemptor. Like, the cat's hand is close to the bottom of my range. But if it's the middle of Katz's range, maybe Sontag wants to give him an out.
Sure. I don't think he's
I mean,
trying to look for three no trump. I mean, it might seem as if nine tricks will be easier than 10 on this hand, which like
yeah.
could be true. Like imagine partner has ace queen six of spades and out. That's six spades and three aces, whereas four spades we need to ruff a club. But yeah, four spades feels like the right try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think of Katz as, like, sure, I don't think he's like a hyper conservative preemptor, but he's not an aggressive one either. So, four spades rates to be a winning spot. I mean, here, it's still possibly okay, right? Because the diamonds are 3-3 and they can attack both round suits immediately. So you
Hmm.
could win this, play a couple trumps, duck a diamond, and if you can duck a diamond to the east hand, they can't attack clubs from there. So
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Interesting thought. So you think there's
I
still
mean,
a
you do
way
have
to
to win.
make this?
If he ducks this, he's definitely toast if West shifts to a club. But if he wins this, he has a chance.
It might be hard for Krikorian to switch to clubs. We'll see.
Yeah,
Weixel is going to dump the jack on this trick, or should probably dump the jack on this trick.
he plays the five, the least informative card of the five that he holds.
I'm sorry, that five of hearts is really weird. Stop doing this, guys. Um, yeah, so Krikorian just continues hearts, and this is fine, but I don't think Declare is going to play on diamonds. Like, if Declare pulls two
I don't.
rounds of trumps, he can't make it because he has no entries. So,
So he plays, yeah, and he plays King of Hearts, Hearts of the Ace, Diamond, and West splits. Then he's dead. If West doesn't split, then he can put into 10 and actually still be okay.
no, because, like, we can rough the diamonds good, but then we have to use the ace of clubs to get back there, and West roughs in with their trump and then cashes a club. So, yeah, now he's down. After playing the king of spades, there's just nothing he can do.
Well, no, because West doesn't rough in. We just give him his trump before going to the Ace of Clubs because the Ace of Clubs is knocked out yet.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
We just
yes.
exit a trump.
Yeah. After setting up the diamonds, we can just exit a trump. That's true. That is true. So yeah, Krikorian does need to split from the king jack of diamonds here.
He needs to split it and he needs to try not to cash a heart.
Right. Hopefully Weichsel has given him some heart count. He has pitched a couple of hearts over there on
All
the
right,
spade suit.
so Katz sensibly is, well, I guess he has no choice but to dock this because he needs the entry.
Yep. Yeah, and now a club through is necessary. And it shouldn't be that difficult of a play to find for Krikorian because Declarer would have won the ace of diamonds if he had the queen, so Weichsel has the diamond queen, which means we need to, like, if the queen of hearts is cashing, we don't need to take it now because Declarer has kind of like,
Right.
I don't know how to describe this. We can always switch to clubs because if the queen of hearts was cashing, then we can set up a club trick instead, basically. If that is ever important. I didn't do a
Right.
good job
And
describing that, but
well, even if Declare has the king of clubs, as you say, like on that layout, we would be able to get in by roughing a diamond and cast the heart.
yeah.
No, because then Declare would be King Doubleton of clubs and three hearts, and the heart would go away.
Well, yes, but if Declare has the king of clubs, we aren't. I
Oh,
mean,
we are
okay,
beating it anyway,
fine,
right?
yes, but like presumably partner has told us he has the king of clubs. I'm playing on the assumption that partner has the club king east. I don't
I
know.
think
Maybe it wasn't obvious.
I think partner told us that he started with four hearts. I think that was the real problem.
Okay, I see. That does feel like
I
an
I don't
issue.
know. Yeah, but like East carding was clearly, clearly strange when he played his, second lowest heart and then followed lower and then pitched another one. Jimmy probably thought that Declare had. So I guess though, like it was weird because Peter kept both his Jack ten of hearts. So like I don't know. None of it makes any sense to me.
Hmm.
Well, I guess Jimmy knew that East had the Jack of Hearts because when he played another one, Declare went up. I don't want to try to read these players' minds. It's totally impossible.
Well,
Wow.
in
So
the other
another
room, Curtis Cheek didn't even give the defenders a
huge
problem.
swing going. Yeah. So we've got wow. So 13 imps on the slam, 5 imps for the two heart bid that was not made in this room, and yeah.
All right, Weichsel opens a no trump in fourth. Krikorian is going to transfer to hearts. I mean, I think he's just going to invite, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just game forces the West Hand.
Yeah. And by the way, notice in the other room, the Simpson Cheek partnership maybe is more aggressive about preempting because Simpson did start with two no trump and then he heard a three club, presumably a feature. The alert was a little ambiguous. That's what it looked like. So he did stop off to see what's going on before he committed to a game.
Mm-hmm. So Krikorian does invite. Is 8. It's a pretty good heart suit, though.
And if partner only has two hearts, they might be hard. Like here, it's Jack Doubleton and the King Queen are on side. If partner only has two, they might be hard to use.
Right. So 3 no.
So,
Does Cats
of course,
need to
Cats
find a
going
club
to.
lead? I guess it wouldn't matter. Declare could
No.
technically duck when the Jack of Hearts gets covered.
Yeah, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? Like the defense can take three clubs and a heart, and that's it. Declare can take four hearts, two diamonds, two spades, and the club will get a trick one.
Yeah, but Declare is going to be a lot happier here. Well, actually,
Well,
yeah,
that's true.
wait a second. Because I was thinking Declare was going to play Jack of Hearts, Queen, Ace, run the hearts, or play the hearts, and Cats would get in, and then Declare hopes to get to dummy with the King of Clubs, which I think he will. At least that's his plan. I,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he also right, and he can fall back on getting it with a jack of spades, and that doesn't work either unless he does it by leaving the 10 out of his hand. Oh
ooh,
no, and that would actually
7 of
be
diamonds.
well. This is fine, right? He doesn't want to put up the 10 because he wants to be in his hand to trick two.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, like yeah, like the 10 does look natural, but I think the need to start cards from the jack side overrides that.
what constitutes a senior in these tournaments, Craig?
Um, so it used to be. I think it used to be 65, and I think the ACBL has done something where they increase the age for new players, but if you were already a senior, you didn't like revert to being a non-senior for 2 years. I think they might have raised the age to 67, but I'm not sure. We can take a look because the USBF conditions of contest are easy to find. That is a very good question. Seniors eligibility.
Babs
Oh my God,
asks, why are there no women playing in the seniors? It's not a men's only event, but I think similar to the Open, the idea is to try and field the strongest teams, and I think that the female senior players would not fit in on some of the strongest teams in the event. But that's just my guess. Because it's not a Seniora tournament. I mean, we have probably at least four teams here that would be highly competitive in the Open team trials. Maybe not every single player, but there are quite a few that would make a deep run into the Open event. So these are some real powerhouse teams, despite the look of this match so far. I think things will get better as the tournament progresses. As I've mentioned, like Sontag, for example, and some of the other players are maybe a little bit rusty when it comes to these high-level competitions.
I'm actually having a really hard time senior eligibility. Huh. It's not in the condition of the contest. I did a site search for some keywords. Nothing came up there. Here we go. So there's a bridge winners thread. Senior eligibility, asking about Chicago. I see. So it actually had been 60. I think it might have been 60, and they increased it gradually to 65. But I don't want to say grandfather people in because everyone will think I'm just making a dumb joke, but I can't think of a better way to phrase it. Here we go. Player eligibility rules for 2023 USBCs. That doesn't include senior ages. It's very strange.
Well, Sontag had an interesting decision when Weichsel led the 10 of spades out of hand. He could have denied the spade entry to dummy by not taking the queen, but it would have given up an immediate spade trick. And so he decided that he didn't want to risk that. Now Declare has set up the hearts. He does have a spade entry, but Katz can cut communication in the diamond suit to deny Weichsel okay, he doesn't. But he could have denied Weichsel entry or access to that king of spades in hand, at least not fast access by leading the queen of diamonds back.
So I found the answer on the world, which was, so it used to be 60. Starting this year, I think they raised it to 62 a couple of years ago. Starting this year, must have been born in 1960, must turn 64 during the calendar year, and starting 2026, it must turn 65 within the calendar year. So relatively young. I mean, 64 is, probably like below the average age of some of the teams that had a chance to win the Open.
Yeah, that's true. The nickel team,
like the nickel team. I mean, Greco and Hampson skew a little young. As does Stevie Weinstein, right? But
well, 10 of clubs around to Sontag. Sontag just wondering how many tricks he wants to give up.
Yeah, right. glad that no one else seems to be able to hear what's going on because it is super annoying. We are
Well,
having massive connection issues. Yeah, Rob, yours is seems to be having a little issue. The stream seems to have had a feed problem. When did I decide to become a cyborg? I'm not sure what the question is.
that's I mean, the Discord call has been distorted. So, it's I'm not sure if it's on both of our ends or just your end,
Oh, I see.
but yeah, the Discord call has had a
Um,
little bit of difficulty.
got it. Odd because my feed for your voice was always fine, but your video feed was getting a little glitchy for me. I may just be having some Wi-Fi issues.
Oh, gotcha.
Provider is not great.
I feel like this
Like
it
it's
might
mostly
not be the
okay,
fault
but
of my
at peak times
co-casters.
it's often kind of laggy.
Yeah, like I don't think that this is always the fault of my co-casters. I have a lot of things running, like I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, and I also have like four different Lovebridge windows open, which I guess I can look to see how much um, memory usage. Actually, it's not so bad. It's only like 100 megabytes per window, um, which isn't terrible, but like Discord's running in the
Yeah,
background.
I
So
think
it's possible that my co-casters are not coming through fine because of a problem on my end. Like I'm just overworking my PC.
you and I have been doing a lot of this over the last couple of weeks. I feel like this is the first issue that we've had.
Hmm.
But yeah, and if it continues to be a problem, let me know and I'll, sign off and, maybe try again in one of the later segments.
Yeah, I think it's fine. We had this issue when Aaron was on. We had like a similar issue when
Mhm.
Gavin came on. Um, I do believe that like there are problems on your end, but I'm not sure that it's entirely your fault. All right, board 8. So
Yeah,
still
I mean,
11 board matches. A spade, a no trump,
like if I
two clubs. I was almost
like if
looking
I
forward to the
try to
Gazilli
stream TV in the
explanation.
evening, I'll have problems. Yeah, right. I do not think Krikorian wakes up like Gazelli.
Yeah, they do not, unfortunately. We've seen too much of that in the mix to the past couple of days.
Yeah, because there's so many, you know, American eligible but European by not just birth but bridge upbringing players.
Mm-hmm. Well, two hearts, kind of a cute method, I guess. I suppose the idea is that two diamonds is a relay to two hearts as well, to sign off, and they give up on being able to sign off in two diamonds on the east seat, which
Right.
seems fine. So two spades from west was forced.
Yeah, like a lot of players play Bard in this auction to, which lets them bid two diamonds to show exactly two spades and five hearts.
Ah, I see. So two spades it is.
Yeah, it's a good spot with a spade. It's basically solid apart from the ace.
Yeah, everything else is offside though. I mean, Declare can guess the
Yeah.
hearts, but has two clubs and a diamond to lose. Along with the ace of spades, he will have to guess the hearts to make this.
Uh, yeah, and the diamonds are three threes they set up, but you just can't get to dummy other than one spade and one diamond.
And Declare might not even play on hearts. Like, he has two entries in the Jack of Spades and Ace of Diamonds. Well, once this Diamond Finesse loses, he'll have two entries. He might play on clubs instead. Because,
I mean, doesn't that feel more natural?
yeah, it's more natural. It's definitely percentage as well. Because, like, he can pick up any 3
Yeah, that's
3
kind of
with
what I
the
mean.
honors split. He can pick up any honor doubleton in South's hand. He can pick up both honors in South's hand by leading up towards the Ace Jack 9 of clubs twice. He might have to manage his entries well because he doesn't want to risk a club
I
ruff. I mean,
mean,
cats might switch to clubs, actually.
oh, that's possible. Yeah, I think like you can lead a club to the nine. Maybe if you can get like somehow if they don't take the ace of spades in the first round, now you can lead another club and maybe rough the fourth round, and that would be fine because of the overruff it's with the ace.
All right, second diamond. So,
Uh, Now I go right because an eight of clubs is going to look like the layout is actually what it really is. Like the eight of clubs is not possible from any holding that includes a high honor.
it's pretty unlikely. I mean, it's still possible that cats has switched to a club from like king 8 small, but it feels pretty unlikely, I would say.
Right.
So he can play hearts up, but he
Yeah.
still has to guess the hearts if he does so.
I mean, he still has time to do everything because he can still get to dummy one last time with the Jack or ten of spades.
Hmm.
But I think he has to be nervous that if it goes club around to north, that Katz's eight was a true card from a doubleton.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Which is why I don't know what his hope is at this point. I mean, he would need to somehow prevent South from getting in to play another club. Okay, yeah, so Cats flies the ace of. Wait, this is like bad, right?
Uh, I mean, it's bad for the defense because there's no more defense at this point.
Yeah, why did Cats fly the ace of hearts? Like he knows that his partner's not getting in spades to give him this club ruff. So what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, why are we cashing the king of hearts?
Uh, that's a good question. Maybe
Oh,
just guaranteed if these spades hold in dummy that we have an entry back door. No, the
I
heart's an entry back
I
door.
I guess we're planning to exit a club now, right? That's the plan, and rough the fourth round with the jack of spades.
Oh, right. And if they play ace and a trump, that's fine. We just draw trumps and claim. And if they play a trump and withhold the ace, then we can rough that club.
But
Yeah,
wait
that
a
makes sense.
second. Sontag could play low on the club, Cats could rough, and then it goes ace and a trump.
Right.
like I don't understand the king. I think Krikorian was like, oh, this is good. I'll cash the king of hearts right before I exit a club, and then I'll rough the club and dummy. And then he realized this problem, so now he does just need to rough in and pull trumps.
Yeah, and if trumps were 4-2, he actually would be down now because if he drew three rounds of trumps, then they can just keep the king of clubs and something that's a side suit winner.
Yeah,
I guess if someone started with 4-4 in the black suits, then he would get the jack of clubs in the end, but
this
oh
isn't good
no.
enough. This is good. No, this
Well,
isn't
this
good
is good.
enough.
No, it's good enough, right?
No, again, Sontag
So
can play
Santi plays.
low, Cats roughs, and pulls trump.
Oh, right.
I This was a very confused line of play. I think Krikorian saw this idea of like, let me just rough the jack of clubs
Yeah.
and everything will be fine, but he either worked it out earlier and decided to pull trumps when he led a spade to the jack, or he didn't work it out and just figured, yeah, this is just down one.
Uh, Really, not a great advertisement for the quality of play in the event that we had. Uh,
It's okay.
that we
I
thought
already
really
said
like.
that Simpson was going to be out. So
Oh, did you?
by the semifinals.
Why don't I'm just gonna close and reopen Discord and see if anything good happens.
Okay. All right, Craig will be back in just a minute. It's just us. So is Weichsel going to open 2-0 on the East Hand? Now I can ask the hard-hitting questions. I I don't think he will. But man, would I be tempted if I held that hand? No, he'll just open a heart like a normal person. It's fine.
Do you know Trump?
Here,
Yeah.
there's a heart.
Is that any better?
Probably. I don't know. We'll have to see how it pans out for the next few minutes. A heart. West will bid a spade, unless they're playing Flannery.
Both minors. I mean, every minor suit card is online, is on side, right? So you do. Can you make six of them, even if you don't pick up the hearts? Maybe. I kind of think so.
Wait, the important question is can we make 7? And I think the answer is yes.
I think we can make 7, even if we don't pick up the hearts.
No. But if we pick up the hearts, I think we can make 7 of basically anything. I mean, hearts or clubs or no trump. We have just enough entries because we can take 2 club finesses with our 2 heart entries and then re-enter the West Hand with the 3 clubs to the 6 on the 4th round to take the diamond finesse. Someone said Flannery was the best thing ever, even though very few play it. Can't tell if trolling.
I mean, Stevie Weinstein said that.
You and me both, Zap Sniff. You and me both can't tell if trolling. Steve has been, pulling the long con for like 30 years at this point that Flannery is the greatest convention ever. I'm still waiting for him to reveal that this is just a giant troll. But I do believe that the whole not a lot of people play it is a good indicator that maybe the convention is not as good as people think.
Yeah, I mean, it solves a, specific problem that standard bidding handles pretty badly.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it's a rare problem.
Right. And I actually can't tell if they're playing Flannery because Kirkorian might have just decided to bypass his spades, I guess.
Right. Yeah, and I feel like if he was playing Flannery, he would have include 4 spades in his alert and not just summon forcing.
Probably agree. Let me look at their card. Nope, they're playing Flannery.
They are.
Also, oh my god, why did they write a novel on their system summary? If you open the Kirkorian Weichsel system summary, it's just like gobs of text.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, Duncan was saying it solves a pretty non-existent problem. I think that's the worldview, right? Like, very few expert pairs play Flannery. But, it's like, it is nice to have a hard pass to semi-forcing no trump with 4 bad spades like on this hand. I think is just a better option than a hard pass to spade with this hand, but like that 1 spade bid usually showing 5 is a nice thing to have.
Well, I think one of the things that people say is a big win for Flannery is the hands where it doesn't come up, where you get a lot of negative inference about the types of hands that partner can have. Like here, for example, a heart pass and no trump, whatever, could have 4 spades, fine. It's true if you end up in no trump, now it's not automatic for North to lead a spade from whatever holding he has. But additionally, a heart pass a spade showing 5 is really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, to me, that's the win more than opening 2 diamonds, it does show an annoying hand type fairly well and fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm. East West got to 5 clubs. I wonder if there was any sort of key card that happened here. I feel like the answer is
I
no.
think not, right? Like, four spades can't be keycard for hearts when clubs are agreed.
Yeah, so I don't understand East Force Spade bid at all then, which is fine.
Um, Maybe four diamonds would be keycard, and that seemed inappropriate. I don't know.
And you're thinking that 4 hearts might sound natural as like 3 clubs is a fake jump shift and four
Oh, I
hearts now
think
just
that's
shows
100% the case. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
four diamonds still seems, you know, I don't know, like I have a bunch of qubits to make. I'm gonna make the cheapest one and see what happens.
seems
I don't know.
reasonable to
I don't
me.
understand. Yeah, I do not understand four spades, but maybe that's what he was thinking. Like, and a four diamonds is key card, then it's probably not appropriate. Actually, four diamonds is key card. What am I talking about?
I mean, it's
Like
true.
four
Like he
diamonds has to
doesn't
be
have
awkward.
key cards. Like he has the key cards, so he doesn't want to be asking. He would prefer his
Right,
partner bid it.
right. So four spades is kind of his only non-key card slam try. So best of a bad lot, probably.
Yeah, and I kind of like what Declare has done on this hand. Ace of clubs, club to the
Yeah,
queen. Like sometimes clubs are 4-0 or 4-1, and if the queen of clubs holds, we can pick up the suit. If it loses to the king in North's hand, now they can only pull one more trump, so we can get to work on roughing the hearts. Diamonds are already set
yeah,
up, so
yeah. Yeah, he's just gonna make an easy six from here.
yep. Jack of clubs, pull the last trump, no messing around. Heart to the king, heart to the ace, claim.
Yeah.
Other table also missed a slam. I mean, I'm not sure how good slam is. 6 clubs is probably a pretty good spot to end up in because it's like if the diamond finesse works, then 12 tricks are close to guaranteed. And if the diamond finesse loses, we could still potentially pick up the clubs for no losers.
Yeah, so only I'm not sure what area you're in. Flannery's very popular in the DC area because um, the old Robinson Boyd system was really influential on the local players, and they played it. I think it's popular among a lot of club level players, partly because club level players just like often add a lot of gadgets, to make up for their lack of bidding judgment, but also like it's a hard hit. Like some of those hands can be hard if you have no judgment. Like you go to hard past a spade and you have three spades and want to raise and don't know. Like it makes those decisions easier because it takes judgment out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if it's popular in some local area, often one reason is just the best pair in the area plays it and everyone wants to emulate them.
Yeah, I do think that that's a good point. That a lot of conventions are just because like the pair that wins the local club game all the time is playing it, and people are like, "Oh, I just want to copy their system." This isn't like unique to Bridge. This is what happens in like a lot of different games. Like people who play chess and watch like Magnus play, they're like, "Oh, what openings does Magnus play? If I just copy Magnus's openings, I'm going to be world champion tomorrow." And people have that like belief, which that more power
Go
to
to
you.
club and
Hopefully
go,
you can
go to
become
local
chess
club
world
and
champion by copying Magnus's openings. But
sure, just go to the local club and try to bomb cloud and see what happens.
exactly, yes. um but yeah, and
We
also
play
as
that
Craig
in an actual
says,
some rated game.
yeah, I mean as
Yeah,
a bunch of people say, like it's I do think that local clubs tend to feature far more conventions than people should be playing. A lot of players
100%.
who get into Bridge, are like, they hear about conventions and someone will be like, oh, and this solves this problem in the bidding. And they won't hear the next 10 paragraphs either because the person doesn't tell them or because they're just not paying attention to it when the person's like, but you have this trade-off and this trade-off and this trade-off, and like you still have to deal with this sort of problem and blah blah blah, and all they hear is like, it solves this problem in the bidding. I'm adding it to my card. And frequently people's cards will end up with this like jumble of conventions, none of which have any cohesion with each other. They're just like, well, I'm going to play like intermediate twos and two diamonds as Flannery, and like we're also playing strong jump shifts, and we're playing transfers over our one diamond opener, and blah 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 blah, and and it just like that's how people's cards develop over the years, because they go and play at the local clubs and they hear a convention, they add it to the card. They hear another convention, they add it to the card, and it really
Right.
doesn't work.
They're not building a system.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not building a system. They're just like crafting things onto an increasingly unwieldy framework.
Yeah. Um,
My favorite are like when you play against some pair where they're doing something like weird that you've never seen before that solves some sort of problem. You just know the only reason because like 30 years ago they had a disaster and vowed that that particular disaster would never happen again.
right. Right. Yeah. Vowed is the right way to put it. Um,
Yeah, and I think, yeah, that's Jake and Fresco, like getting a card that's entirely artificial. I mean, that's it. Like, I think system construction, so much of it is like, yeah, as Rob says, like understanding what your trade-offs are. Just knowing that like whatever system you build, there's going to be some hand that handles badly. That's one of the things that makes Bridge an interesting game. That there isn't anything optimal. There's just the choices you make that do some things well and other things less well. But we just like start out by playing X and then just add stuff on without thinking about how it interacts with the rest of the system. You end up with these, bizarre, you know, like convention cards that are bizarre in the aggregate.
yeah. Well, back to the hand in front of us. I mean, I will
Yeah,
say this two diamond bid pains me to no end. um,
yeah.
but this is just something that used to be very old school in the 2/1 style. You have to rebid a 3 card minor when you have a weak no trump. So they do wind up in two spades, which
Right.
is fine. And Katz has done this. So Weichsel paused for a long time at trick one when he ducked the ace of spades. I'm sure Katz knows that the ace of spades is on side. He'll fly king here.
Yeah.
But he does this kind of like clever thing that players will do. Like some players would have like led a diamond to the ace and ducked a diamond, and that would open himself up to the opponents then cashing the ace of spades and cashing a second diamond trick. But when he ducks a diamond immediately, this causes like this enormous problem for the defenders, where now if Weichsel tries to pull trumps, they haven't set up their diamond trick, so Declare can just set up clubs and pitch as losers. And if Weichsel decides to knock out the diamond ace, Katz would have been able to rough his diamond loser in the dummy, which would have been effective.
Yeah, and those like getting back to the bidding, Santi didn't try three clubs, which maybe might have, some players might have found more attractive than preferencing spades on 5-4 Doubleton. A spade past three clubs is probably very slightly an over, probably a very slight overbid, but your clubs are pretty good. If partners ace Doubleton of clubs and bids 3 no trump on some 14 counts, you might be happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of which, look what happened in the other room. Now they are playing Simpson and Cheek are playing precision. So Curtis was able to open a no trump on the south hand. They went through and Simpson, hearing partners one no trump bid with 6 good clubs and an outside entry, the ace of diamonds, decided to just effectively blast 3 no.
So no, I'm not going to say that like any of Santi's choices were poor. I think they were all totally reasonable, but he got alternative choices available, and you know, any one of those would have generated a game swing for a side,
Right.
or or avoided an adverse game swing.
Yeah. Midwest US, they play a lot of Flannery.
Yeah, I feel like that's when I've played in like lower level games or like clubs or some of the less popular regionals, I feel like I see Flattery much more. Also, like I think it's just something that you know lower level players tend to think pretty highly of, and higher level players mostly don't.
Why did Cats play a diamond to the ace?
Oh, well, you
What?
mean rough the club's good? You mean instead of exiting a trump?
Yeah, like he
Because he's
could.
just home now.
Yeah, but he would
He's
have
only
been like
two.
super cold if he had just exited a trump.
Oh, right. The opponents have nothing to cash. What's yeah?
Yeah, yeah, like he has hearts and diamonds protected. So
Right.
even if
Yeah,
trumps
it's
were
weird.
4-2, like it wouldn't have affected them. They still would have had to exit a diamond to the ace, and then he would actually know that the trumps aren't splitting.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Like sometimes in those positions, the opponents can draw trumps and cash all their side winners, but here you have every side ace.
Right. Okay. Maybe a slight falter there from Cats. I mean, he made his contract, but obviously with 600 available in the other room, he was not going to save too many imps if he made a few over tricks.
So this has not been a particularly well played set by either team. I think a little more so by North South, but I feel like both teams have done some pretty questionable stuff that cost imps.
Yeah, did I at the start of the day predict that Tulin was gonna win over Wolfson in the semifinal? I'm starting to regret this prediction. I'm sure they'll warm up over the course of the week, though.
Yeah, I think we had said we wanted to watch Hammond in the next set, which sounds great, but maybe later in the day we could take a look at the Wolfson team and see what kind of form they're in.
Yeah, sounds good. So two
And I
passes
think
around to
that
Sontag, opens a club.
yeah,
Last board of this set at the very least.
yeah, notice you just sort of blithely two passes around to North. Like take a look at this West hand that is not a second seat non-vulnerable opening.
I'm sorry. I don't look at hands when the player's passed, but you're so right. That is a beautiful 12 count over there.
Yeah, it's funny. So Santi and Excel are in the same physical room, and they played together. Probably in the aggregate, it could be 20 years. Like they played together throughout the 70s and 80s, I think, and then split up, and then got back together at one point when they were both, um, when they were both available. Yeah, after a somewhat long hiatus.
Well, Katz and Santi have been able to steal the contract here. 9 opposite 11, 1 no trump. I imagine as West we lead a diamond against this.
Yeah, each side has 20, so I'm not sure you could refer to either side as stealing one no trump.
That's how it feels when one of the opponents has 12. But
It does, but it turns out one no by either north, south, or east, west is completely plausible.
yeah. Well, there's some work to do. So this lead will give Declare 4 diamond tricks. I mean, Declare always had 4 diamond tricks, but he'll probably win this in hand to hook the 9 of diamonds. And then if the King of Clubs is in East's hand, Declare is going to be fine. He can take 4 diamonds, 2 clubs, and, well, I guess it's a little more complicated than that, because East could fly King, and then, which blocks the club suit, and then switch to spades. Yeah, how to get to the long diamond if we take the finesse. I'm not sure what the plan is, Will, but I was not thinking that far ahead. Obviously, Katz has. He's won the Ace of Diamonds, but now he's played on hearts. I wonder if this means that he really needed to win the King of Diamonds and just play on hearts, hoping that the hearts were 3-3, which they are, give up on the 4th round of diamonds, which would come home on this layout, but preserve diamond entries to the long hearts.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's, was hoping that the Queen of Clubs, might have been an entry also.
All right, diamond around to the king. It does look like at this point Declare is going to make his contract, I think.
I mean, he certainly has at least 4 tricks left.
How certain am I of this? Let me think about this for a second. Because we'll overtake the 9 of diamonds with the queen. We'll cash our last diamond. Probably pitching a... Ooh.
Club, I think, right? Because the spades maybe could be useful to us as we do have all those trump spots.
Okay, so we do pitch a club. Yeah, now the question is, do we exit a heart? Or do we do something else, like run the jack of spades? Oh, now that a spade has been pitched, I actually really like running the jack of spades, but he decides to exit a heart. Probably pitches another club.
So, if West shifts to a spade now, let's say, you know,
the defense can always beat this. You know, low spade switch.
The jack of clubs on the table.
Yeah, jack of clubs.
I was wondering if Declare could counter by winning and exiting a spade, but he cannot.
Well, this is...
I think Declare is okay now, right? Well, I think if he had ducked that, he was okay.
I'm not convinced. I think East could have overtaken with the king to still switch to clubs,
East
which
could
blocks
overtake
the spades.
Well, right, but it also sets up the jack of spades as an entry to the hearts.
Oh my god, yeah, okay,
that
never mind. It wasn't even close, but yeah, that queen of spades switch was not the way to go about it.
Yeah, Declare had just played low on that. He was going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a...
All right, club back, knock out that ace of clubs, and East sand is high.
And Peter puts a pair of 10s on the table.
Yep. Still going to be one imp going the way of Tulin, because at the other table they made 90 and one no trump the other direction. This is just like the big match point win. Whenever you get to declare a no trump at match points favorable, everyone favorable, it's just a win board. So
yeah, usually.
So one imp
I
for
think if you go
Tulin.
minus 100 is probably not great, but it's a very good position to be in.
Yeah, this was the scorecard. We got 12.7 imps for Tulin, or 12.7 VPs, and 7.3 for Simpson. Let's take a look at all of the results. There's still a few hands to be played. Hammond, Capelli holding everyone up. But Capelli, actually, has defeated Hammond, or they're way ahead against Hammond. Wolfson, monster set so far, as is Goodman. Goodman won by 22. Wolfson won by 33 in their first sets. Those are two teams to keep an eye on, as well as the LOL team, but they had a bye in the first round. So...
yeah, and the Capelli team does have some good players. I mean, I think they're still, a step behind, even forgetting the best teams, even kind of the middle of the pack teams. But, I think that's a team that, whatever, you draw them in the quarterfinal and you're like, let's say the Simpson team, you're happy, but you're not extending your hotel reservation yet.
Sure. Well, as we were talking, Hammond actually does pick up quite a sizable swing of 11 imps, so the match is pretty close. I'm in the table with Bob and Neil against Mark Bender and Bob Bitterman for the last board of the set. Here, West does open a club with the 12 count, and I think they're well on their way to a no trump. Why is everyone just bypassing their 4-card majors? Hello?
I like one no trump on the East cards, actually.
Okay. All right. I get it.
Whatever, you do whatever you do, but, I feel like if it, as you say, if he gets to play no trump, it's probably pretty good. And when your partner opens the club and you hold that hand, and he has a balance to minimum, don't you just feel like one no is probably your side's best spot?
Yeah,
You know, it
But
makes the opening
sometimes
lead
partner
harder.
has four spades and six clubs.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
great.
they'll rebid two clubs, but you miss the spade fit.
Well, right, but now you buried the spades. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. All right. Hartley declares going to work on clubs, I imagine. So he'll end up taking two clubs, three hearts, a spade. It's not so
Yeah,
easy
that
to make a no trump here.
yeah, that eight of clubs is very inconvenient.
This is such a Bob thing to do. Bob will never cover this jack of clubs um, with the queen. He has queen doubleton, and I mean, you probably shouldn't cover, but
Right.
it could have worked out poorly, I suppose, if East clubs were a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
All right. North wins the ace of clubs and has a bunch of good options, in fact. He could set up his eight of clubs with that ace of spades still as an entry. He could return hearts to set up partner's heart suit. He does go after clubs.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this just sets up the seventh defensive trick immediately, right? Now they have four diamonds, a club, and a spade.
Ooh, yeah, okay, good point.
I mean, he doesn't know that, but he does know that it sets up a trick immediately.
Yep.
Like, of course, he knows that Hammond has made this Queen Doubleton Duck also, because with Queen 10 third, of course, Hammond would have been covering that Jack, and that Jack probably wouldn't have been the card chosen by Declare. Jack some other suit. I mean, this might be down two now, right? Like, the Jack of Spades is gonna be, possibly a trick.
No, because if the defense cashes out, Declare is just going to have two hearts and the king of spades.
Oh, right.
So, eight of clubs. I wonder what Bob's going to pitch on this trick, because he knows his hearts are never coming home. He might throw this jack of spades to just make sure that partner switches to diamonds. Now he pitches a heart.
Yeah, it's true. That would be a good play. Like, in case North was considering playing a spade, in case Bob had like Queen ten of King ten of spades, or no, I guess not really possible. Declare would make that spade to the queen play. Ooh, well, maybe he should have played that jack of spades because this is kind of a give up play from Neil Chambers.
It's. I still think it's going to be hard for Declare to read what to do. He'll probably play a spade to the 10.
Oh, right, because he's only got he still needs to find a seventh trick.
Yep. Moment of truth. There it is. 10 of spades. So now Bob might have some work to do to figure out what's going on. I think he should know about the Spade King and the Heart King, which means he can work out that partner must have the Diamond King and he can lead the two of diamonds back. But he needs to be very confident in his read on the hand, because he's seen East turn up with the King Jack of Hearts at this point. North would not have led a hard way from King Doubleton to the Ace Queen. He's seen East turn up with the Jack of Clubs, and his partner won the Ace of Spades, so East must have the Spade King. If East also had the Diamond King, that would give him 11 highs for the one no trump bid, which is a little bit heavy.
Yeah, like playing the style that you and I like, it's possible, but I think no one in the seniors plays that way.
Right. There it is. Two diamonds. Nice play, Bob.
Yeah, I think he can, as you say, work everything out. All right, so.
Wait. Just let's not count our chickens yet. Okay, Neil does cover the Jack of Diamonds.
It wasn't right. I think about talking about. I don't think. I mean, I guess anything's possible, but some things are more possible than others.
He might exit the 9 of spades. I mean, you never know.
I I mean, Bobla, the deuce of diamonds and the king held. What could possibly be going on?
I listen. I don't understand. There's the nine of spades. See, like it is safe to exit the nine of spades.
I guess that is true. You know, they still beat this,
but like you're never getting in to cash that. What? Okay, that has to be a misclick.
he thinks it's good.
He thought the two of spades was high? No!
I mean, he obviously thought it was high because he pitched the ace of hearts on it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, 1-0 down 2. 5 imps to Hammond. It was only a 1 imp mistake.
Nonetheless.
Alright.
Nice.
So how'd we do in the set then? We have Goodman over Aker by 18. Hammond defeats Capelli by 3. Wolfson dominates against Reynolds 37. And we saw Tulin win their match by 8 over Simpson. Ooh. Nice refresh. So there's going to be a little bit of a break between this segment and the next one. Looks like we got about 12 minutes.
Okay. And then there's a longer break after the second segment. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, so the second segment is going to end. Then there will be a 90-minute break for lunch for the players and for me. And we will be resuming at... Hold on, I will get the time for everyone. Thanks for tuning in, Babs. We still have one more set before... Okay, so it resumes at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So that will be 2 hours before what we normally resume at. When we've been covering all of the previous days of this event.
And then there's a total of 4 segments today, or was that tomorrow?
Yeah, it's 4 today and 5 tomorrow, which also feels weird. Why not play the larger number of sets on the first day?
Yeah, it's a good question to which I do not have an answer.
Yeah, the timing is just like really weird for this round robin. Oh, sorry. These are in Central Time. It's an hour earlier, so it would be 4 p.m. Eastern Time is when match 3 is going to be resuming after lunch.
Now, is that when it resumes in real life, or when the VGraph resumes?
When VGraph resumes.
Okay, so that was 4:30. You said
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Okay.
Yep. All right, so we'll kibitz Bob. Assuming he's in, we don't have a schedule for when the sit-outs are, so unfortunately if Hammond is sitting out, we'll have to find someone else to kibitz. I'm sure there's plenty of other players that would be fun. Ooh, one question I had. Let's look at Wolfson and see how they lined up in their first match. How do I figure this out? This is... the worst room ever. They had Berkowitz and Garner playing together, and Camel and Becker. Okay.
Wow, so Becker and Camel played, basically as a, full-time partnership for quite a few years, and I feel like they hadn't played that much lately, but nice to see them back. They were always very tough opponents.
Man, this actually, I want to, let's get into the 6 diamond auction later, but I want to see how Camel and Becker stopped in 5 hearts on this one. 1 no trump by West, normal. 2 diamonds, so Reynolds overcalled 2 spades. We saw that from Curtis Cheek in the match we were watching. Pass, Camel bid 3 spades. Interesting. 4 diamonds by Becker. Camel just bid 4 no. And 5 hearts showed 2 without the queen. No alerts on any of these bids. I feel like the disclosure has gone way downhill after the opens. But what happened to get to six diamonds, which I kind of said might be a pretty good single dummy contract? I mean, I don't know. A heart lead makes it not great. But if you don't get a heart lead from North, like if we get a spade lead from North, which is somewhat expected on whatever auction we have, then South wins the ace of spades, the hearts are protected, and hopefully we can just pull 3 rounds of trumps and they split, and then test the clubs before going after the heart finesse. I think six diamonds is not a bad spot. So how'd they get there? Diamond by West, heart by East, 2 spades by Garner, 3 diamonds by West, 3 spades by Berkowitz, 4 spades by Bernie, and West decided that was good enough to blast 6 diamonds. I'm not sure what made West think that his hand was so good. The King Jack Doubleton of Spades is not a great card, or just aren't great cards on this auction.
No, but I think the 4 spade bid, like, sure, he has spade control, but I think mostly that's just a 5.5 diamond bid.
Yeah. But like you can imagine Partner's hand looks something like this, right? So
yeah, I don't love the auction, but their room was mostly taken away, and I think maybe it's just an okay practical solution.
Yeah, and they got to a decent spot. It's really unfortunate for them that six diamonds didn't come home. So, the fact that Wolfson won this match by 37, something like 25 imps were decided on this board based on whether the slam made or not. What other big swings did we have? We had 6 clubs bid on the very first board. That was not the right number, was it?
No, and 590 in the other room. Somehow they doubled 4 spades for no reason whatsoever. Well, I guess not no reason whatsoever. They do have all the high cards. They just can't. Can they not beat it? Is that really possible?
Oh, there's just no tricks on defense.
Yeah, they just needed to be bidding on and didn't.
Wait a second. Oh yeah, South. No, South does have 2. Oh, but North is on lead. There's nothing they can do from the North. If South was on lead and could pull trumps, they could beat this, right? Because South would get in with a diamond to pull a second trump.
Yeah, but oh yeah, I guess there's no 10th trick.
Yep.
Wow.
Very unfortunate. East-West right-sided it. It's East didn't overcall Michael Camel. Where was the story that I was telling where Mike Camel is like the most conservative bidder on the planet? Doesn't overcall spade. Knew that he needed to get West to declare to keep the trump void on lead. 2 spades, 4 spades, huh? Wow.
Yeah, so it's huge swing on board 7. Obviously that's just presumably better play because it was 3-0 by East at both tables. Different spot card, but a low diamond led at both tables, and one table took 11 tricks and one took just 3, or just 8 rather. So
well, this was the line of play that I was thinking might happen in a bunch of rooms where Declare wins the opening diamond lead and goes Jack of Hearts covered to the ace, and now just hopes to get back to dummy with the King of Clubs. Garner switched to spades. Now the ace of spades was cashed, and now Declare just played a club up to the king. Would he have been okay if he played a club to the 9 here? Let me think about this for a second. I guess not, because Berkowitz could just play back the spade queen and then get in with the club ace and cash a spade. So
yeah, well, so yeah, the play in the other room actually was
wait. That's only 3 tricks. Better. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait just 1 second. Does Garner need to play the 10 of clubs? I think if Declare plays the 9 of clubs here, he makes it, right? Because Berkowitz only has... Oh,
Well, you can take a look in the other room because the play did develop along the lines you're talking about.
oh, I see. Maybe the 9 of clubs isn't good enough. Berkowitz can win and then play back the spade queen. I suppose Declare has to guess, but he could throw David in with a spade to get access to dummy after like cashing the ace of diamonds and seeing David show out.
Well, so Camel found a better play, which was he got to a similar position, but he hadn't cashed the ace of spades, which restricted North's options when he got in. So he played a club to the 9 at this point, but he still had 2 spades in dummy, so the queen of spades was not a possible exit.
Oh, I see. Yeah, this looks much better.
And that made a huge difference. Yeah, that made a huge difference in the hand.
Yeah, this looks way better. I wasn't even... I was just thinking, oh, Declare cash the ace of spades to see if the queen dropped doubleton, which, like, seems pretty remote.
It's not going to. Right.
But, yeah, now ace of diamonds, he now knows North's out of diamonds. And so he's able to just duck a club to the 9. So did South need to put in the 10 of clubs? Can we come back to this point about South maybe needs to put in the 10 of clubs?
No, it doesn't help. I clicked the button. It doesn't help. Because look what happens if South puts in the 10. It goes king ace, so what do you want North to do?
Oh, I see. If they cash the queen of clubs, you unblock the jack. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I still think South should probably put in the 10 of clubs, though. Like, you can see as South that Declare is trying to get an entry to dummy, and your partner having no diamonds is getting end played if they have to win this club trick. So you kind of need to cover dummy's second spot card in the club suit.
I'll be back in just 1 second. I'm going to re-up my glass of water here.
Okay. Yeah, club to the queen, a spade came back, and now there were just 11 tricks. Easy game. Nicely played by Camel. A couple of other small swings. Let's take a look at some of the other matches. Were these matches lower scoring than their younger counterparts? I don't know who the younger counterparts are in that question. Let's look at Goodman against Aker, because there are a lot of imps swung in this set. The open and the mixed. That's actually a good question. So let me look at the open. Open teams. I'm just going to click on round of 16. There were about, I'm going to estimate, 70 imps per 15 board segment. So if we're scaling that back to 11 boards, it's going to be 3/4 of that. It's like 50 imps. So did we have about 50 imps that were scored in many of these sets? Here's 58. Some of them were lower. I think it's about the same. Yeah, I think it's about the same. At least so far. Oh, we are ready to go. Let's get in here. Tables. How do I get to the second segment? Boom. Play and replay. Goodman Hammond. Hold on. Let's go to a full cam so that we don't have any spoilers. This will be a good match to watch, in fact.
Which one?
No! He's not in! Okay, I've decided we're making a quick pivot.
Okay.
We're watching Ron Smith. Boom.
Sounds great. Of course, now I have to figure out how to find this stupid thing.
It is Goodman,
Um,
Hammond, and Ron is at some table. Good luck.
yeah, no, I meant even more like how do we even find the round two matchups? But I did find them. I do not like the Lethbridge website.
Yeah, they fixed the graphic. I know. The board is now rotated, so we're all good.
Are we in kibitzing mode? Is that
Yep.
what we're up to?
Yep.
Great.
All right, a club, a heart, 3 hearts. We have a good hand. Partner has bid 4 hearts. I wish him the best of luck. Please do not make 12 tricks, partner.
Close that window by accident because I'm.
I suppose that means we're not playing any sort of like mini splinters or 2-tiered splinters or whatever, because this hand is probably worth 4 diamonds if we have, well, like if we have a way to show this hand as a splinter in diamonds, it's probably worthwhile.
Can we bid 3 diamonds as a jump reverse splinter? Isn't that how everyone plays? Like not necessarily forcing the game if partner signs off.
Maybe. I don't know, but Ron just bid 3 hearts, so
That seems insane. Like even for him, that seems insanely conservative.
All right, let me pull up the card just so that we know what we're doing. We are playing a general 2/1. We're playing standard carding, all standard carding. Honor leads are strange, at least against no trump. I'm going to pretend that our honor leads are Rusno until I find out more information. But they have circled a lot of honors that are right next to each other on the card. So, which is very confusing to me. We don't play Flannery. Mostly a pretty normal card. We will open 4-card majors occasionally in 3rd and 4th seat. So be aware of that. And let me look up the opponent's card as well.
So both these partnerships have been playing seriously for a really long time. I think Wildowski and Daub, approximately 25 years. Billy and Ron, probably something similar. They did not. So Ron was playing with Chris Compton in Louisville, but I was told that's because Billy couldn't come during the NCAA because a lot of his income is derived from sports betting, and that's one of his busiest times of the year. But, other than that, these two have played just, a slew of high-level events going back, I'm sure, at least 20 years.
Gotcha. Well, it looks as if partner has had no trouble whatsoever navigating this 4-heart contract. I have not been watching. I pulled up the convention cards, so now I'm prepared, but seems as if partner's going to end up taking 10 tricks.
Yeah, I mean, six isn't so bad. If spades are 4-3, you can pitch a club away and hope to rough some diamonds. Like, you're sort of going to need everything good to happen, but 6 is pretty playable.
Gotcha.
Especially on a non-club lead where you don't have to take your pitch immediately.
Will says some people play 3 diamonds as a strong 3-club bid in this sequence, and so maybe that's not available. It's possible.
Yeah. I haven't seen that treatment, but it makes a lot of sense because with all your club diamond hands, you can just bid 2 diamonds.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we actually have like a diamond roughing finesse for an 11th trick here. Oh, I guess not if South is careful, right? If South has the 10 of diamonds and we lead the 8, South could cover. But maybe that's Declare's best hope. So he'll pitch a black suit card here, I guess. Hope that the Queen of Diamonds sets up. Aha! We did it! Wildowski, you fish! How did you not know to play the 10 of diamonds on that trick? Alright. Just an over trick.
Yeah, so Moldavsky and Daub actually won an open trials, although it was quite some time ago, early 2000s, I believe.
Hmm. All right, into second board. We have the spade suit. I like that. I like having spades. That means I get to bid.
You might get to, but I think Ron will not, unless he's forced to.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Am I gonna have to tone things down when I play with Ron? Are we gonna be
Do you
playing
guys
the
have
old 15 to 17 no trumps?
maybe 14 plus, but definitely not 14 minus.
Gotcha.
Do you guys actually have a concrete date to play?
No, no, I told him that we would be in touch after the. Oh, cover the score. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I will do that. There we go. Boom. After the trials, we're
Oh,
gonna get in
right, 'cause,
touch
yeah,
and
yeah,
set
makes
up
sense.
a time to play.
Yeah, I was wondering if Toronto LMs was a possibility.
I suppose. Yeah. I mean, I'm still not sure I want to commit to going to a national, but I guess if Ron asks me to play in the LMs, I'll consider it. Anywho,
He's- yeah, like he's a pretty, you know, I think a pretty healthy 75. I feel like when they're getting up there, you take the chance you can get.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would love to play with him. It's just like I'm still more interested in trying to find a job than playing
Sure.
a bunch of one-off bridge sessions. But
Yeah, I get it.
all right, a diamond, a spade, a no trump. I'll pass, and we'll see how partner does. We do have a 9 count, and especially if we're not opening some garbage 11 counts, partner should probably be in pretty good shape. Our spades have good spots. Jack 10 third of
Yeah.
hearts is a pretty good holding. We have a fit for partner's diamonds. We
Yeah,
are
I
going
think,
to win the jack of clubs at trick 1. Probably not. This is looking
Prob-
less promising
I
now.
don't think the 9 was from King Queen 10 9. Yeah,
Fourth
yeah,
best. Fourth best.
there are hands of this type where you might bid a 5 card spade suit, but not this actual hand. This would be pretty bad.
Yeah. Now, it does
Yeah,
seem
but
as if
Steve
partners.
an honor.
Yeah, it seems as if partner's best chance is to take the heart finesse. We might have 4 hearts, 2 diamonds, and the ace of clubs.
Yeah.
9 of clubs is Rusino, so just promising the 10 could have a higher honor. Club back to the jack.
Yeah, and I guess you can play a heart to the 8. No, you can't really play a heart to the ace and a heart back. You have to take the first round finesse to unblock the suit, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, we can play our heart to the ace, diamond to the king, jack of hearts. Like,
Oh, if it's covered, yeah, and whatever. Then
it's
we've still got the ace of diamonds entry.
it's fine. I do suspect that the queen of hearts singleton is a pretty low chance. Like, maybe there's a slightly higher chance that the opponents will misdefend if we just run the jack of hearts and it loses to a stiff queen than if we take, the technical percentage chance. And Billy Cohen agrees. Let's just run the jack of hearts immediately.
Well, I think there's also another thing, which is an 8 doubleton in Wildovsky's hand is probably more likely than a singleton queen in his hand.
Oh, it just doesn't. I mean, we can always pick it. Like, we have all of the spot cards, so we don't need to worry about like 8 doubletons. It's just whenever the queen is on side, we can pick up 4 heart tricks.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. All right, well. This point, all we can do is hope that the opponents can't, have his spades are
Oh
legitimately blocked or
no,
something
that
dumb
is
happens.
not the right number of clubs for Wildovsky to hold.
No. Wow. Boy, this is going down approximately 4.
I mean, it depends on the spade split, but we could be in a lot of trouble.
I guess that's true. Somehow Daub has 4 spades. This is what Is Declare only going to take one trick? Is that bad? No. Declare would take two tricks.
So let's see. We know for a fact that the opponents can cash 5 clubs and at least 2 spades.
Wait, I thought Dabrowski started with 6 or 7 clubs. I missed.
He started with
I missed how many Dab
6.
followed to. I thought it was 7. Okay, sorry. I missed at what point Dab showed out.
So there's the 5 clubs, the Queen of Hearts. They can cash at least 2 spades. So Ace of Spades, we'll see if the Jack of Spades is good enough to block the suit. If Wildowski started with like, nope, looks like the answer is no. Yuck.
Boy. Unlucky. Could have cashed out for down 2.
Yeah. All right, down 4. Good defense. It was not that challenging, but still good defense.
And somewhat annoyingly, East West only have 8 tricks if they're declaring one no trump.
Mm-hmm. You're hoping our teammates get to 3-0 and make it? Probably not happening. All right, 13 count. We picked a good seat to kibitz today.
Yeah, pretty good looking one. See what Billy does in front of us here.
Yeah, so in third seat, we would open a no trump, of course. Probably not Ron. Anyway, a diamond. We'll start with 2 clubs, game forcing.
Yeah, partner bids 2 no trump. Do we stop off to, bid something to kind of highlight some spade weakness, or do we just decide to raise?
I would like showing our hearts, because
Or
5 clubs or 5
diamonds.
diamonds could be reasonable places to play.
I mean, we could show our hearts. We could also just show our diamonds. Like maybe
Yeah.
3 diamonds is a little silly with only 3 of them.
Yeah.
But bidding 3 hearts either buries the diamonds or commits to bidding 4 diamonds over 3 no trump, which seems bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, still, we have a minimum game force. If partner has extras, then hopefully he'll bid something other than 3-0. But all right, so we get to bid 2-0. Partner showed us spades. We're happy to protect our heart holding. I was wondering if Ron might still want his partner to declare 3-0, because the hearts are so good that even if they get led through us, we're not that concerned.
Right. The danger is that partner bids 2 no. Like obviously here, bid 2 spades is great, Maybe not great, but like bids 2 no on like whatever, king third. 3 no is just probably pretty bad.
All right, I'm still rooting for a non-spade lead.
Oh, I mean, we know that the opponents have 8 spades and not 8 of anything else. So yes. So
This is fine-ish. The Jack of Spades promises the Queen could have a higher honor. I mean, the nice thing is that we have all of the other aces, so even if they take 4 spades off the top, we still have hope in the contract. But we're going to need to do some work. And I still feel like we should probably... Okay, he decides not to cover trick 1, which is pretty reasonable. But at trick 2, if the Queen of Spades hits the table,
yeah.
now we're going to need to cover.
Yeah, the Jack here would often be from Ace Queen Jack, so who knows? If Dow bleeds a low one, we actually have I guess we don't really have a problem. We can play low, but it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's true. If the clubs and diamonds and hearts all don't behave and the Ace of Spades is on side, maybe we could have done a little bit better by covering trick 1, because we would get a trick in, and then we could knock out the King of Hearts, and then maybe we just like have 9 tricks, whereas here now we're gonna have to play low if we want to continue this, like, stop the opponents from scoring a bunch of spades. Ron's thinking about it because he understands the danger in playing low.
I'm sorry. So as that was, I may have misspoken. I meant a partnered bid, not on this auction, but if it goes, I was thinking hypothetically, a diamond, 2 clubs, 2 no by partner. Now we have this super annoying problem where if partner had king third of spades on that auction, we could bid 3 hearts to pinpoint the spade problem, but maybe never get to show the diamonds, or bid 3 diamonds, which gets the diamonds in play. We only have 3 of them. That's that's the position that I was talking about Ron possibly having been put into during the auction.
Okay, I apologize. I thought we were playing Rusino, but there's a very, very small print on the card that says standard and dummy suit. There are all these exceptions to Rusino opening lead, so the Jack of Spades actually just promised the 10 and was standard. Still could have the ace. It could be ace jack 10, but all right, so spade to the queen. We do have spades stopped, which is good news for us. So where are our tricks coming from now? Like, we can afford to duck a heart at this point. If we get 3 heart tricks...
Oh, wait, so doesn't... I see. So we have... Like, if a heart comes through and they play another spade, that's fine. We're going to lose that ace of spades anyway. So, but still, that'd be the defense's 4th trick. So, do we need to run the clubs at that point? We'd have a spade, and 3 hearts is 4, and 2 diamonds 6. Yeah, so we don't need to run the clubs, but we do need the jack of clubs. We need a 9th trick somewhere.
Right, yeah. I mean, a lot's going to depend on what Wildavsky switches to. I think we have kind of exposed ourselves to a diamond being the correct switch from Wildavsky based on this diamond pitch. I mean, we had to throw something. Obviously, we pitch a diamond from this hand, but we might be able to kind of test the hearts and combine our chances. Like, if the King of Hearts is on side and we're able to take 4 heart tricks, then we only need... I mean, for one thing, we won't have a 3rd loser, so we can then afford to lose a club, and now our percentage in the club suit to try and take 3 club tricks is probably to go ace king of clubs rather than ace of clubs with the jack.
We can just play on diamonds at that point. We can also just play on diamonds at that point. We did start with 8 of them.
No, we started with 7 diamonds.
I'm sorry. I thought Declare started with I thought he used to start with a 5-card suit.
Yeah, so we will just need 1 extra trick at that point, but because we're pretty confident the 10 of spades is on side, if the hearts do come in for 4 tricks, then we will be able to kind of safety play the clubs, ace of clubs, king of clubs, rather than ace of clubs hook the jack. I think that's a little bit more percentage. So I wonder if Ron's going to do that. Like a diamond return, he wins the ace, he leads the jack of hearts for a finesse. And
because that club play picks up any queen doubleton or any 10 doubleton or any 3-3.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, Wildavsky might switch to hearts.
I mean, he might switch to clubs from some holdings, right? He doesn't... Oh, sorry. Yeah. He doesn't know how good our clubs are. Well, I guess he does kind of know how good our clubs are because we made it 2/1, and I think we're not playing, a semi-artificial 2-club style here, but who knows?
Right.
I guess actually, over diamond, 2 clubs is always real. And I guess we could be like 3-3, 4-3, possibly. But that hand might just be no trump directly.
Well, he is definitely thinking about it. I mean, one thing he's trying to piece together, I'm sure, is just where are all the hearts? Because we've concealed this four card
Right.
heart suit in the auction. Obviously, we have longer clubs. But if Wildovsky is able to figure out that we have hearts, then he'll basically know that we have short diamonds at this point.
I mean, we didn't really conceal the hearts, right? Partner denied 4 hearts, so we had no reason to show them.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, most game forces would start with a diamond a heart when we have four hearts.
Sure.
So the fact that
Unless we have
we've
longer clubs, right?
yeah, we've gone through two clubs has concealed our heart holding a little bit. And if Adam's looking at like a doubleton heart, he'll know his partner didn't lead a spade from four when he had five hearts in the unbid suit on this auction. So he'll have a pretty good sense of what's going on. Um,
That's nice though, because the longer he thinks, the more comparisons we're gonna have for later in the set. I mean, this is a tough position for Adam, I think, where like he knows he's pretty close to having enough defensive stuff to go plus, but like, maybe, maybe not. And when he does, he probably has to be perfect to make sure he gets it. Like, as it is, Ron only has a 13 count. Like, he can't count on Daub for much more than the Jack of Spades has already shown. Like, he could have some stray stuff, but like, he knows the defense does not have a ton of high cards here since he's looking at presumably the Ace Queen of Spades.
yeah, and maybe the King of Hearts as well. I mean, I think you could be
Yeah.
right. He might think about switching to clubs. Like, let's say Adam's looking at three small clubs or three clubs to the 10. He might think his best hope is that he can collect two club tricks on defense if our clubs were like queen empty fifth as opposed to king jack
Yeah.
fifth. Uh,
Actually, like whether or not the Ace of Clubs is in Wildowski's hand, he knows it's with the defense, of course, because he's looking at the king and he saw Ron show up. Um,
okay,
this also,
queen of diamonds looks like a good switch for the
Yeah.
defense at least. So we'll see if Ron adopts this plan of win the diamond ace, run the jack of hearts, just to see how many heart tricks he takes. He decides no. He wins the king of diamonds. I mean, he's already thought about this. I was postulating one line of play, but I'm sure he's going to show us some alternative line that's probably also quite strong. So club to the ace. It looks like he's decided to play on clubs first, so he'll go club to the ace, club to the jack, I bet. One, two, three,
yeah, well,
four,
if that
five,
works,
six.
it doesn't matter which hand he plays hearts from. I mean, he might play a heart now, but yeah, I was gonna say probably I'll just play on clubs and then not worry about which hand he plays hearts from.
All right, club to the
If
ace,
this
club to
works.
the jack. That is held, which is probably good news for us. So if the clubs run, we're in good shape.
I mean, even if they don't, we're in okay shape. Oh, I see. Yeah, we might not be because might be able to take a club, a heart, and spade.
Now the opponents play standard count. I don't believe that they're giving us true count in the club suit, but they are technically playing standard count for what it's worth.
Um, yeah, like it's hard to even if they play Smith, it's hard to imagine what apply there because once Ron shows out, everyone's attitude is already known. I guess it's possible to play Smith around the diamond suit, but I think that would be an unusual agreement.
All right,
so
the clubs have
good news.
split. Now, yeah, I was going to say, I think we just have to
Yeah,
duck a heart at this point. Much
yeah,
too
no reason
risky to do anything else. So heart to the jack. Looks like the king of hearts is offside. So we can play heart
Yeah,
to the ace
we-
and just cash out.
It was safe to cast the clubs before playing a heart, but whatever, nothing matters.
Ooh, Ace of Spades was onside. Look at that. All along.
Well, when the Jack of Spades holds, Daub knows where the queen is.
All
Right?
right.
That four of spades was was free.
Oh, and spades were 5-3. So it was pretty important for Declare to, not fly
Yeah.
whatever at trick one. Teammates in the other room ended up defending a little bit worse. I didn't take a look at the defense, but they allowed an over trick in 3-0. So we're down 1 imp, 1-0. 2 no trump on our right.
Boards, after 3 boards.
So where are we going to lead against like 2-0, 3-0 auctions?
I don't know. I mean, maybe a diamond, like a heart. If partner has the jack is great, and otherwise it's probably a nightmare. Like a diamond, even when it's wrong, is probably only a little bit wrong.
Would you ever consider a club?
I would, but that seems like doesn't accomplish much for us, and it might help to clarify. It might just pick up something in that suit for them. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we're not getting the 2-0, 3-0 auction, so I guess we don't need to think about that anymore. This is slightly different.
But I'm curious how you think about the situation.
I mean, I would probably have led a club against 2-0, 3-0, because with 9 high card points, like, I don't want to give anything away at trick 1, and we're not beating it off the top in either red suit. So, like if partner has ace fourth of hearts and I need to cash hearts, hopefully I can do that when I get in with the king of diamonds.
Yeah.
But now we have this like conundrum. Now I think the choices are between the round suits. Partner didn't double 3 hearts. It still feels like maybe a club to me. I mean, maybe a diamond is still worth considering. But that looks a little bit scarier with dummy coming down with 5 spades. I don't know why. I just like don't want to blow a trick and then have them take 9 off the top.
Yeah, I mean it goes both ways though, right? Because it means that North probably doesn't have 4 of anything else, so a diamond is probably not all that likely to blow anything up.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see what Ron does. I think I might still be drawn to a club lead, but I could definitely see any of the 3 suits. He is giving it a lot of thought. Like the fact that we have 9 high card points and the opponents have game forced makes me a little bit more drawn to a passive lead. If our hearts were like 4 small,
Yeah,
then honestly, a diamond might be kind of stand out from king fourth. He's spending an awful lot of time thinking about it. I'm just gonna refresh to make sure that he hasn't led something.
No, okay. No.
He does lead a club.
He does agree with you.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm wrong about Dummy's Diamond Life.
Well, this isn't like over a no trump where if you're game forcing, you probably show your side 4-card suit. They just don't have space here.
No, I mean, of course, but still.
This is good news though. Because the Brady Smith partnership is going to make it, we're going to always know what partner has on opening lead.
And so how are we doing here?
It doesn't look terrible if dummy is entryless, which seems very plausible.
I mean, if Adam has King Doubleton as spades, that doesn't matter. If Billy somehow is King fourth,
then that's pretty good for us.
Yeah. So we're hoping that Billy has the king of spades over there. That's a fair point. I
Or
obviously
five,
Adam is much more
right?
likely than our partner to have the king of spades.
Sure, but when he doesn't necessarily have a second one.
Yeah, although maybe
I mean, most
percentage
of the time he
wise,
does, but
yeah.
of course. But it's a one extra thing to hope for. But yeah, I think the best shot for the defense is just Cohen having king fourth of spades, and the spade suit is just not a source of tricks for Declare. And then that's fine. Like, we have three red suit tricks in our hand. Partner's got whatever he has.
I guess I'm very worried by this long pause from Declare. I think this means he has the king doubleton of spades, because if he was looking at a small doubleton spade, given that we have so much stuff in the red suits, I think he would have already won the club lead and played a spade to the 10.
Yes, I agree with that.
So Declare has 5 spade tricks. We don't know what's going on in clubs yet, but we'll find out soon enough. And 2 no trump
Yeah,
for them is 20 to 21.
yeah. I think of the Dabbledowski partnership as pretty down the middle. Like, they might be weak no trumpers. I think Adam was a big weak no trump guy at one time, and I think this partnership may have been a weak no trump pair. I don't know if they still are.
They are. In
Um,
fact, they play
yeah,
Kaplan Scheinwald is their
yeah,
style. Now this is a really long tank for Declare at trick 1. I'm
yeah. Like the longer it gets, the more weird I'm wondering Declare's hand. Is it possible that Adam has like super long clubs here, and we kind of blew it out in some bizarre way? Because like this did give Declare an entry that he otherwise probably didn't really have.
Yeah, you think Declare might have a holding of like ace king jack 6 the clubs or whatever? It's possible.
Or Ace King empty sixth.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be truly empty because I would give partner only two, and only two of the three of Queen Jack 10 can be in his hand. But like, is it possible? I don't know. I mean, how about like 1-3-3-6 with Stiff King of Spades and Ace King six of clubs? Is that possible? But then declare as
Yeah,
eight
he just
tricks
has like
based off the
15
top.
tricks at that point. I don't know what would be taking
Right.
so long.
Yeah, six clubs. You can, well, because because then he might not think he actually has six club tricks. Like, he might think that Ron, like, somehow he needs to play club through Billy a couple times, and now, I don't know. But I guess, like, from our point of view, that doesn't matter because he's just got 9 million tricks.
I feel like whatever's going on,
Interesting.
I'm getting happier and happier about the club lead.
So Adam has a KS mailing list. I could believe that. He's the administrator of the New York Bridge mailing list, and you know, has been forever.
Whew. Any minute now, I'm sure Declare is going to call for that 9 of clubs from Dummy.
And Adam, for what it's worth, I think you know, like he's a good all arounder, but I think declare play. He has actually two real good strengths. He's a very good declare, and he is an extraordinarily good doubler.
Hmm.
He's really, like, especially at match points, like, he's just really good at doubling people. Like, he's had more match point success. He's won like a Risinger, at least one border match. I think at least one blue ribbon, maybe two, and I think one reason is that he's really good at picking off close doubles.
It's a very important skill at, I mean, match points, border match specifically. So,
Oh, yeah, especially a board match where it's very often, a full half a board or even a full board.
hmm.
Match points, if it gets an extra 20% a lot, like, that's fantastic. But, board a match, it's really good.
Okay, five of clubs has been played. All right, 8-5-4. We're
I
playing
would like to look at that
standard.
one
We're
bit.
playing everything standard, by the way. I'm sorry, I missed that first trick. Declare played the king. Gotcha. There's the nine of spades.
What a, yeah, that first trick is strange. I mean, it's possible that Adam just has, like, every club card.
I think he does. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, so nine of spades goes jack, queen, and Billy, confirming that he has spades stopped, wins the king. He decides not to duck.
Yeah.
It seems a little
Presumably so.
weird not to duck, though, right?
Uh, I don't think it is. Well, maybe because if he started with like King 8 fourth, winning means Declare only has one. Like, sure, maybe it makes things a little easier for Declare to like cash spades, but it denies Declare an entry.
Okay, sure. Fair enough. But I mean, like, if you duck in tempo, Declare is just going to then go back to hand and play a spade to the 10, and now he only gets one spade trick.
Well, maybe, yeah. I mean, depending on what he thinks Ron has done, like he gets a little, like I think he gets into kind of more like game theory type stuff than like, do combination stuff. Like if Ron started with both King and Jack, if Ron started with King Jack third, like how does it play the Jack? How does it play the King? Yada yada. I don't know. I mean, do we just exit with? I was gonna say, do we exit with the spade here? But I guess we actually exit with the club here.
I mean, I would be so much happier if partner had just ducked that king of spades.
Yeah.
Well, Ron has exited a club, so the jack of diamonds is set up in dummy. Declare has taken four tricks, and he has three more winners over here in the north hand. Partner has denied the ace of hearts, presumably. He pitched a discouraging heart. So there's the queen of clubs. I mean, this means Declare just
Partner.
has nine tricks if he has the ace of hearts.
Well, he of course he has the ace of hearts, right? He would have cashed his clubs. All right. Well, in the end, there wasn't much to this hand. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think Declare just has one more trick, so he claims the ace of hearts.
So what was going on in clubs? We actually hit Billy. Is that what happened?
Partner
Yeah,
had jack
sort
10
of.
fourth. I feel like we had a real chance if partner had ducked that queen of spades, but it's a hard play to find. Or maybe if partner had switched to hearts when he got in. All right, on to the next board. So it was a push. Our teammates also made 3-0 in the other room. We have passed and no trump on our left. And this is the good old 12 to 14, right?
B.
There it is. Double from partner is penalty.
Well, it's unsurprising given that we know Southeast have at least 25 highs or approximately 25 highs.
Yep.
Ew. I mean, what's your inclination here?
You're asking whether or not I would run out over the double. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
South will save us. Okay, South
Thank
has bid
God.
two
Yeah, right.
spades.
Because boy, if it came to us, I think I would just pass and like let them take their 280 or 380, but and or maybe hope partner can beat it because I certainly don't want to be on offense.
Yeah, I agree, right? Like if we bid something, it's not only just a risk that sometimes we get doubled and go for a large number, but also partner might raise us if he has an even better hand. Like if partner's looking at 22 highs over there and we bid, we're going to end up in a game. And
Right, and sometimes partner's hand is a good lead and a couple of stoppers, and we actually can do okay against one no trump, but we don't have a great landing spot on offense.
yeah, I will say I really like Ron's lead. I might have led a trump
Yeah,
myself, but like a heart lead is kind of stand out. When your partner has showed a bunch of values and you're really weak, you often want to lead from your strength because that's the
yeah,
best way to try and set up tricks.
yeah, we agree. All
All
right,
right.
so meanwhile,
Partners
I'm
switch to the
assuming
king
we're
of clubs looks unfortunate for us. Whether that's king queen doubleton or king queen 10, we only have one club trick.
probably the 10, right? Like it would be pretty like otherwise he could just return a heart or a trump or do whatever he does.
I mean,
Like
maybe
the
it's
king of
singleton
clubs,
king. I guess singleton king would make a lot of sense as well. Um, but
yeah, possibly.
king queen 10, he would have switched to the queen, right? Probably.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I think this is more likely to be stiff king or king queen doubleton.
Figuring that there was no reason to wait for Declare to take that finesse because he knows where it is. I mean, South has at least five spades, right? So let's see, so he's not doing horribly. We can see that. And I'm assuming that South had two suited runouts available, so two spades is always at least five.
That seems likely. Hmm. So king of clubs goes around to the ace. Declare has led the spade king, which holds. That's not good news for us. I don't think we're beating this.
No, so Declare is going to, I mean, yeah, if Declare does have the queen of clubs, he just has eight tricks, presumably. Well, maybe not. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow, is that, I don't know. He has a pretty good hand.
He does.
Now it feels like partner does have the queen of clubs, right? Because at some point Adam might have started redoubling.
Mm-hmm. 10 of diamonds. Around to the queen.
Jack, queen.
Heart over. So I guess we now get to play the 9 of clubs through, but
I mean, is it possible that that Billy started with king queen 10 fourth of clubs?
I guess that could be the distinction. All right, Declare takes 8 tricks. I guess we get our ace of diamonds.
Yeah, awfully good hand.
Yeah, partner's hand wasn't much. It was like barely the strong no trump. We did have a
No,
heart
anything.
fit.
Yeah, and I guess Adam just played for kind of a safe down the middle result. But if he had been, I was just saying how much he likes to double stuff. Like if he had actually been in the mood to go after a huge penalty, he might have been able to get one. I think what I meant was like he's really good at doubling in down one situations.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And imps is a lot different than board a match and match
That's true.
points, and of course he's like
Also very true.
accounting for that.
Yeah, very true.
Well, we picked up an imp on that hand. Our teammates made an overtrick in 2
Hey.
spades. So 3 passes around to us on this one. We get to open a club in 4th seat. Pretty happy to do so. 13 count, singleton, 4-4 in the majors. Hard on our left. All right, partner, you got the spades, right?
Probably at the diamonds.
Yeah, he probably does. Partner's never cooperative. Oh, partner has
Yeah.
clubs.
All right, it's fine.
Double on our right. Ooh, okay.
So, well, I mean, we knew that Adam probably had some spades, right? Because they're not anywhere else. They're just, responsive double. Maybe he's like, I don't know, 4-2, 4-3 or something.
So a real question is, okay, I was going to
Yeah,
advocate for this three club bid.
I
Um,
like this bet a lot.
because the main reason is like double is primarily going to be looking for a spade fit, and we know they don't have spades, but they probably do have diamonds. So this is going to preempt the auction before they find out if they have a real diamond fit. Like if we had just
Well,
passed,
100%.
Doug probably okay. They don't have a diamond fit, but
But I agree, like, pass sounds like a transfer to Doug bidding diamonds, and now they can outbid our clubs, and that's horrible for us.
yeah. Well, diamond lead. All right. Let me see if I can figure out their actual lead agreements. Ron decides he doesn't want to bother with trying a diamond finesse, which I think I agree with.
Well, I think now it feels like Wildovsky's probably 4-2-5-2, right? Like we're looking at six hearts, so two there. He must have four spades for this double, possibly five. That nine feels like a doubleton, so 4-2-5-2 is probably the most likely shape for his hand.
Yeah, I was just going to spend a minute trying to count tricks because 9 is an awful lot of tricks to be making opposite this dummy. Um,
Uh, yeah. So I mean, I guess we can start by taking a spade finesse while we're over there, since it's kind of convenient. But
yep.
that's two or
Yeah.
three, I guess.
Yeah, okay. So ace of diamonds, spade to the queen. I mean, these have to be the first couple of tricks. Hopefully the queen of spades holds. Otherwise, the opponents are going to have plenty of time to try and pull trumps. And then the
I
question is just like,
mean,
do we start cross roughing or do we also hope to duck a heart and for them to not figure out to switch to clubs? I think we just start cross roughing.
I think yeah. I mean, the problem is, though, of course, we know North is over roughing diamonds and South is over roughing hearts, so our spots are pretty weak for that plan.
Yeah.
I mean, am I frozen, or is Adam really thinking on this five of spades?
Adam's thinking, I bet he's wondering whether
So,
he needs to go king of spades to play a club from his side.
yeah. Like, obviously, the longer he thinks, the more this finesse is winning.
Yes. Yeah, but that's a good thought by Adam because he probably is well aware that his partner might have an issue in the club suit, which is why his partner didn't lead trumps at trick one. Um, so he might
it's a,
want to fly.
it's a little weird, though, right? Because, we know he's not looking at the queen because we have it. So if we had queen empty fourth, yeah, we can go up with a king and lead a club. But then we know that the cleric can just duck a spade to partner's now stiff ace, like playing low or putting the jack in or something. Preserves all of our size defense spade winners on those kinds of layouts. Like going up with the king from king empty. Well, if you have five, it's really bad. From four, maybe it's okay, but it does mean that some of the time declare is going to be able to rough a spade good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is starting to sound as if like he should just let his partner win the trick and then his partner plays clubs from his side. Um,
Well, or put into jack, which I think gives declare no good option. If he covers, then it untangles the defensive spades, and if he doesn't, then we are in the hand we want to be leading trumps from, hypothetically.
yeah, yeah, that seems reasonable. I am going to refresh because this has been a long thing. Nope, he's still there, still working it out. Okay, how many tricks are we getting? Let's try and count because obviously Adam has the spade king and whatever he does is irrelevant to us. So, queen of spades, ace of spades are going to cash. We're up to 3. We rough a spade, that's 4. We lead the queen of diamonds covered in roughed, that's 5. We rough a spade as Doug pitches. That's 6.
Mhm.
We still have the ace of hearts and a
Well,
natural club trick.
right, but now roughing that diamond good can help us because if Daub wasn't out of diamonds before that, he certainly is now.
Oh, I'm sure he started with a doubleton. It's
I
just
am
like
too.
I
Yeah.
would rather rough the diamond good than like rough a low diamond and not set up a diamond and dummy. It's kind of irrelevant. It's just like,
Yeah. I guess
um,
like right, if we have the chance to, no reason not to. All else
yeah.
being equal.
So we have 8 tricks, but the problem is from there, if we go heart heart, the defense just wins and pulls trumps, and then we have a bunch of heart losers. I guess at that point we can play the jack of diamonds, pitching a heart, and if Doug is roughing from some weird trump holding, maybe we actually do score a heart rough in the end, or we um, somehow score the
Wait,
jack of hearts on force.
how many times have we roughed in dummy to that point?
Twice.
So can't we just rough that diamond with an honor and and then take one more club trick, which will be trick 9?
No, because they can pull. I mean, we always have. So we would have taken 6 tricks up to that
Oh,
point.
you're already counting that as one of our 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So spade rough, queen of diamonds covered in roughed.
So I missed what happened after all that thought. See, he did not put in the king. He just put in the 8. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we have roughed this. We can now rough a spade. So this is the ending that I was just talking about. North will pitch a heart on this trick. So North has started with 3 spades, 2 diamonds, presumably 5 hearts, although he could have 6, and therefore 3 clubs. So if we play the queen of diamonds and North roughs, he will be able to play 2 more rounds of trumps. Uh-huh.
So we need him to have started with 6 hearts to have a chance to go plus here. Because if he did, then if
Okay,
Bobrovsky
hold on.
was
Hold on. Yeah, this is a much better plan from Ron. Okay, he's pulling trumps. Oh yeah, no, this looks actually good. We can make this if we guess the heart layout.
uh,
Because if
you're assuming that Adam started with the heart honor, though, right?
no, it doesn't matter. If Doug started
It
with king
doesn't
queen
matter.
10, if Doug's down to king queen 10 fourth of hearts, we can exit a low heart and he gets end played.
Oh
Um,
yeah, sorry, but like if Adam had any of the king, queen, or 10, then we
right.
would need to do
Now
some
we
guessing
still make
there.
it by playing ace of hearts and a heart because we lead a low heart
Right.
to the 9, and if Adam unblocks here, our jack of hearts is going to score because Doug is down to just hearts, and if Adam doesn't unblock, then he gets thrown in to give us that queen of diamonds. Very important that we set up that queen of
Right.
diamonds earlier in the play. This is like,
No, but my point is we had to guess the hearts, right? If Doug started with all 3 of king, queen, 10, we had to lead low, and if Adam started with any one of them doubleton, we had to play ace in another.
yeah, exactly. And this is highly percentage for Adam to have
Yeah.
started with either the king, the queen, or the 10 of hearts.
Right.
So Ron did really well.
And
And I mean, the
yeah,
hand kind of plays itself. You can really follow the play through, but kind of that key observation that we want to, set up a diamond winner. We don't know what good it does, but it might be useful in some sort of end position. There's the 10 of hearts. Heart to the 9. Doug doesn't even bother covering. Oh, it didn't matter. Um, So Queen of Diamonds takes the trick. That's trick 9. Very well done. No beer. But that's 4 amps to
yeah,
us. Other table
yeah.
also reached for 3 clubs and went down a trick.
who was Strummer playing it at the other table.
Yeah, I wonder what
Right.
happened in the other room. I'm going to take a quick look at how the defense went over there. Same opening lead. Same line of play, but then Declare tried to cash the Jack of Diamonds when he was in dummy, and we kind of worked out that that just wasn't going to work. So Ron did a lot better in this room. Picked a good player to watch this set. He's picking up high card points, and he's outplaying the competition. Partner opens a diamond.
Yeah.
A spade, two spades. Are we good enough to make a slam try? Let's see. Probably not. It feels like we're a bit thin. I mean, like, sure, maybe if partner had a singleton glove or something, but how likely is that?
Yeah.
So Ron just bids four spades.
Well, that's it. Like, we love this king jack double. I mean, actually, I mean, could partner have a hand like? I'm thinking if he has like king jack fourth, two little ace queen fifth king, but then of course we've wrong sided it. And that's a pretty good hand. That might be a three spade bid, although it's kind of close.
Right. Yeah, and if we convert that king of clubs to the ace, it's starting to get pretty good.
Yeah, that would be too good. We're off two aces, so this works out fine. Yeah, I guess like the hand exists, but without a singleton club. That was probably very remote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that that hand, yes, that donk middles or dink middle. My apologies. Suggesting, of course, that's actually a better heart contract than spade contract.
Ooh, diamonds were 6-1. Well, this is going to end the defense's hopes when we over rough here. I wonder if Wildowski knows that we are over roughing, because he's thinking now. This is probably as good a time as any to show our hand and claim to the opponents. So 10 tricks. Other room also bid and made four spades, so we will get a push on this one. All right. We got four more boards to go. Oh, and I guess it's about time for me to get some lunch.
Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna go probably take a walk and pick up some food myself. We've got what, almost 2 hours, right?
Yeah, what did I say? 4 p.m. So by the time we're done with this, it'll be closer to like 80 or
that's right.
75 minutes.
I keep thinking of the knockout schedule.
I know. It's so weird that they've changed this up for just this round robin, because the women's event was also on the same schedule as the open, or not women's, the mixed was on the same schedule as the open.
Yeah, but I think you're missing one very important consideration.
Uh-huh.
The seniors have to be another time to catch the early bird.
Good point. All right, 3 diamonds pass 3 spades. Well, we had a promising hand, but not anymore.
I mean, well, yeah, like even on defense now, it's not right because so often North has a singleton diamond for this. But
yep. So looks like 4 spades all pass.
I guess we're not on lead, so what? Man, I mean, I'm not confident in beating this, but who knows?
Yeah, like if we only have 1 diamond trick, it's probably not good. And even if we have 2 diamond tricks, North probably has the ace queen of clubs and a bunch of heart honors.
Exactly.
So we'll see. I'm hopeful. I mean, if partner can lead clubs or hearts and that's productive for our side, I think we have real chances.
I mean, a trump might be best, right? Like, it feels like we don't have a trump winner, but Adam's raising. So, yeah, it looks like a trump might have been pretty good.
Yeah, but Billy might also be looking at like queen third of spades and he just doesn't want to lead from that holding.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure. I guess when Billy has a safe trump lead, that probably means Doug has seven, which isn't great for us.
Right. So 10 of clubs, we play the 8,
Ooh.
encouraging. And look at that, it forced the ace, although that could easily be singleton. Queen of diamonds will probably win the ace here. Okay, we win the king. Could have been a spot where we might have wanted to false card. But now we do need to think, right? Because it could be right to switch to trumps. It could be right to play on clubs. The 6 of diamonds. We're playing standard carding, so that could be 6-3 doubleton. Like, it could even be right to play hearts to try and force dummy. If Declare has queen doubleton of diamonds.
Right. I mean, I think it has to be 6-3 doubleton, right?
Yes. Yeah, in fact, partners diamonds are 6-3 doubleton. So Declare started with queen and 1.
Yeah, so if Declare... Yeah, I was going to Declare did start with 7 spades. Tapping dummy is probably the only hope, although not a great hope. Actually, maybe it is an okay hope. Yeah, they'd give Declare 7 spades in his hand, 1 ruff, the ace of clubs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it was singleton 6, which
Wow.
I think is actually good news for us, right? Because that means partner didn't want a ruff because he has natural trump tricks. Partner could have 2 more natural trump tricks over there.
So you just put the king of clubs on the table and it either cashes or it doesn't? I guess we do.
Yeah, it feels like it's not cashing, but seems like as good a play as any.
I mean, partner's ace of hearts is not going away.
Well, it could, but yeah, I mean, partner will be able to rough in on the diamonds and take a hurt.
It's not going away. It's not going away unless Declare is taking at least 10 tricks.
I do wonder, was it really necessary to play a heart through? Because if partner has the king of hearts, I don't think he does, but if partner has the king of hearts, we really needed him to be able to cash the king of hearts here. I just don't think he has the king of hearts. So
yeah, I think, but then could Declare have just like roughed a heart, or is he still? No, I guess he's a trick short then. No, Declare would have 10 tricks then. Oh, because no, he wouldn't, right? He would be trick short. Or no, not when partner has 2 trump tricks.
Look at that. Doug decided to bid a 5-card spade suit over partner's 3 diamond preempt, and he got what he deserved.
I mean, he had a diamond fit, and I mean, I guess like he sort of figured if partner couldn't support spades, then he would want to play 5 diamonds, I assume.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do with Adam's hand, right? He has ace doubleton.
Right. He had looks like a totally automatic raise to me. By the way, though, another possibility is open 2 diamonds instead of 3, or pass.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, I mean, Jack 10-9 6th is not... Wow, Declare's hand was terrible.
Jack 10-9 7th, but yeah. Yeah, so colossal swing to the Goodman team on that board.
My God. What was Doug thinking? That was not a hand that I would be thinking about game forcing over a 3 diamond preempt. I mean, maybe you bid 5 diamonds as like a preemptive action, but...
Yeah.
But 3 spades...
5 diamonds could even make, Like give partner, even a spade void or something. Who knows? But yeah, three spades seems bizarre to me.
Wow. Five diamonds does make.
I mean, I see it did make. Does it always make?
Yeah, it does. The spades will set up because um, the hand with the long spades had a bunch of aces as entries.
I mean, you don't even need. You can just rub. Oh, because they can lead diamonds, and you can't rough two clubs now. But
Okay,
yeah,
well, we pick
uh,
up another strong hand. 23 count, two clubs, two diamonds, two no. Not showing our spade suit in favor of showing our balanced hand.
yeah. I wonder. Yeah, I feel like, if this is allegedly 22, 23, I might have wanted to go through Kokish if available, just his hand is so good.
It is quite a nice hand. I mean, not just the five card spade suit, but almost every honor is working. Ace, king,
Yeah,
queen, third of clubs is not great. Jack of diamonds, not great, but we have it's not like your typical 23 count where you're like 4-4-3-2 with like a bunch of like
right.
king jack fourth, ace queen jack tight sort of thing.
All right. KNR kibitzers, please let us know how good this West End is. How is KNR for evaluating really strong hands like this one?
I do not know. I have learned that KNR deducts points for 4-3-3, and I think there are other situations. Whoa!
We just been 7-0 here? I think we do. Oh, six spades on the way, yeah.
Yeah, six spades is a great bid. Show partner our spade suit just in case that becomes relevant in some way, but we are accepting. So 5 no is quant to 7. Is that what's going on?
I mean, it's forcing, so I think it has to be, right?
Unless 5 no is just pick a slam. I
Well, he insta passed, so it must be. But I would have thought that 5 no was invitational, forcing an invitational to seven.
gotcha. I do feel like a lot of players play 5 no is just always pick a slam in a bunch of things.
Yes, but here it's like 4 no's invitational to six. 6 no is partner. We're playing 6 no trump. Like, what else is 5 no good for on this auction?
It's true. It's true. I mean,
I don't know. Kibitzers, feel free to weigh in on your views on this topic. I'm curious
I
what the
mean,
mainstream view is.
Billy has a hand where he wants to bid 5 no pick a slam, right? I'm not sure why he would pull six spades, but like he's clearly intending to play in a 5-3 minor fit or like a 4-4 minor fit if Ron could bid six diamonds.
Yeah. I mean, they're on a spade break and a guess to make seven.
Yeah, so the 7 is not really the ideal spot to have ended up in.
No.
Okay. Fortunately, we don't need to do any more thinking on this hand. Now we just ask about the Diamond Queen and move on with our lives.
Yeah, and ask meaning, is it Doubleton?
Well, we can take the finesse, right? We'll go like Ace of Diamonds, Jack of Diamonds, or something. I mean,
Oh, that's true. Right.
like we can run some spades, pitch a club here, pitch a diamond. Maybe the opponents will tell us what's going on.
Right.
But this is kind of the point in time where I would be turning my brain off and just like make some guess eventually at the end of play, not worry too much about it.
I think now he's basically committed himself, so yeah, I guess I would just play diamond to the king, diamond to the jack, and claim either 12 or 13 tricks.
Yeah, I mean this would be much more interesting in 7 no, which I think Ron is kind of pretending like he's in 7 no. I don't believe someone like Ron has stamina issues. I mean, like some other players I would believe, but like for whatever reason, it just seems like he plays a lot of bridge and he's very consistent all the time.
Yeah.
Um, So I'm sure for him, he's just like, oh, of course I can focus on this hand. It's an over trick and six no trump, no problem. Let's get a count, see if the opponents make a mistake.
Yeah, and Ron also, for one thing, the Cohen Smith partnership is really well established, so he's not spending a ton of time like trying to concentrate on his bidding methods. But just generally, he doesn't play a ton of system compared to a lot of his peers, and I think that makes focusing on the hands a lot easier. So, when you talk about stamina, I think that's one way you can preserve it is, by not having a lot of system taking up space in your brain during play.
Yeah, and well done. He did pick off the diamonds.
Yeah.
Both opponents pitched a diamond, so it would have dropped even if they hadn't. But he earns himself one imp. And man, Goodman's up 18-1 over Hammond in this set. So 2 boards to go. Diamond on our left. Partner's not bidding, so I guess we're going to stay out of it. Spade on our right.
Feels like the only thing we're gonna have to think about in this hand is what to lead at trick one, given the opportunity.
Yeah. Ooh, 2 hearts on our left. Okay. This doesn't feel like the opponents are getting to a slam. I mean, for one thing, in hearts, we have 2 key cards. So, have to imagine they're going to end up in game, though, after this reverse.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe they have a playable spade fit if Adam Good spades here and they have a 5-3 or even a 6-2 or something.
Yeah. But this looks to us like we want to make an aggressive lead based on the way this auction has started. We have no cards in the diamond suit, and we have 3 small diamonds. It would be a lot different if we were sitting on like a singleton diamond, where now partner might be sitting over the ace queen 10-9 fifth and dummy with like king jack 8 fifth. But with diamonds 3-3, it's very likely the opponents are going to have a source of tricks and diamonds. Our king of hearts is in the pocket. So if possible, we would like to lead a club against basically any auction that they get to.
Yeah, I was trying to kind of in my mind go through if there's any case for the ace of clubs lead, depending on the bidding, but I think probably there isn't.
Yeah, so 2-no is waiting, and it looks like Doug actually has even extras by just bidding 3-no directly over 2-no.
Yeah, and probably 2-4-5-2. I think if he had a 3-card fragment, he would be bidding it here.
Yeah, so small club makes a lot of sense on opening lead. As I mentioned before, we're probably just trying to do something aggressive to cash some tricks before the opponents run the hearts and diamonds against us.
Who knows? I mean, we might have 4 club tricks ready to go and then be able to throw North in.
Yeah. Yeah, Brendan asks, would we use... Okay, Ron does decide to go with a more passive jack of spades, which is fine. It's like safe, but my preference on this type of auction is... Did I call the diamond suit or what? Ace, queen, 10-9, fifth, and dummy.
It's a strong 20 count. I mean, I guess maybe this partnership doesn't open 2 no trump on those hands, but boy.
Yeah, so Brendan was asking, would I be using 5 no trump to ask partner to pick a slam or as grand slam force? I think if we have trump suits, people still will play this sort of grand slam force thing, which I guess I've personally never used it, but I think it's been on my card multiple times. You want to say something?
Wasn't it like grand slam force predates the rise of keycard Blackwood, so it was really useful before you could ask about things like the king and queen of trumps, but now you can't, which is why no one does it anymore.
Right. So yeah, I mean, keycard, just being able to ask about aces, the king of trumps, and the queen of trumps is obviously, as Craig says, much more useful.
Yeah, grand slam force asks about 2 of the top 3 trump honors, but so does keycard 2 levels lower.
Yeah,
Or
and
one and a half levels lower, if you're playing
right,
kickback.
and I would say that like this is why five no trump often as pick a slam has been pretty popular among most expert players, because a lot of the time, like especially with that hand that Billy held on the last board, he just didn't know what slam to end up in, but he knew he wanted to be in slam. And the fact that they had gone through this like they were already at the two no trump level, he didn't have a lot of ways to investigate. Like four no trump is quantitative. He wanted to force to slam, and um, other bids would not really have described his hand. A lot of people would play four spades as like a quantitative with both minors. He didn't have that.
Right.
Like I'm just not sure what the alternative would be. So it's nice or convenient that they had five no trump as like pick a slam systemically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, or like maybe even sort of like a Baron thing where it says partner just start bidding length up the line.
Right.
Which maybe is why he corrected. Like six spades may have only shown four spades.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, whatever else it meant, as far as exactly what it expects Ron to do, five no trump is absolutely unconditionally forcing.
Wow. I think we've done really well on this hand.
Yeah.
Uh, we've just kept sticking to Claire and Dummy. It looks like our partner has the Diamond King. So I guess we're gonna exit a club now. Like it's been working
Yeah.
so far. I mean, maybe
I mean,
Ron
against
actually
that, like,
switches to diamonds, but he
like
does
what does
just keep.
Adam have though?
Yeah.
Is I guess he has the Queen of Hearts, King of Clubs. I mean, that's kind of enough. He doesn't need to have started with more than that, especially if he had his spade card.
All right, Jack of Hearts. So
There's Declare has these two heart winners, whether or not Billy follows, which he obviously isn't.
oh, so Declare did have a hand entry. He just elected not to use it.
Right.
I guess that means he has the Diamond King, but then this was like a really weird line of play.
Yeah. Yeah, right. If he didn't have the Diamond King, he would have used the Nine of Hearts to take a Diamond Finesse.
And now we're thinking.
I mean, is it possible that Declare has like King Doubleton of Diamonds, some spades, and wanted to? Well, I guess we're about to find out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, we picked up an imp. Our teammates in the other room made 12 tricks in 3 now. And we're on to the last board. Once again, we have a nice hand. 14, 5, 5 in the red suits. Partner passes, though. Lame. Come on, partner.
And Clamato points out that Grand Slam Force also solves the problem that arises when you don't have exclusion available. That a predates mention of that. So you can just ask about Trump specifically when, otherwise you might like bid Blackwood and not know whether it's the Void Suits key card or not.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right,
Yeah,
one
just,
spade on our
modern
right.
slam methods have just made it completely obsolete.
Yeah, this is a great opening bid for us. We can show hearts in a minor.
Yeah.
Four spades on our left. Yuck. These are not the right colors for us to do anything over this. I don't know if we would if we were favorable, but... Ooh! Partners bid 5 hearts. Go partner.
I mean, we can't really make a card showing double. Our hand is just too weak defensively, but red white, like, don't you just think that they're jobbing us like so much of the time?
Yeah. Which is why I'm really excited partners bid 5 hearts.
Yeah.
Okay, 5
Yeah,
spades. I'm good. Like, I think
Right.
we pass. I would understand if Ron doubled, but I think we pass because we don't know if partner was bidding 5 hearts to make or not.
But he was, right? We're red white.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he probably was. But still, it's like if he was bidding 5 hearts to make, we probably need to double them. So partner did double.
Oh, I don't think so. I think this is a forcing pass, and we can just let him double or not, you know?
Oh, I see. You think pass is forcing. Interesting. Yeah.
So if 5 hearts was bid to make red white, then I think this is a forcing pass, even knowing that sometime we're going to double 5 spades and they're going to make it.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, God. No, 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 no. Undo. Lead a trump. It's probably not good either. Oh, no. We're in trouble.
Yeah,
Help.
like, unfortunately, I think just, you know, so some of the time you can't avoid going, oh, yeah, you know, going minus whatever this is going to be, 550 or whatever it is, but, or 650, I guess.
Yeah, or the over tricks. I mean, like, where are our defensive tricks? We have no diamonds and no hearts, and the king of clubs is in the pocket.
Is it possible this is 850?
All 13. I mean, maybe. I feel like partner might have a trump trick. It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, of course, then the postmortem is like, I don't know what you don't like. I passed. I didn't expect to take any tricks, and I didn't.
Yeah. Where was that vulnerable Michaels bid that you had during the auction?
So how were we doing in hearts? We were going to lose no hearts, although that 4-0 break is pretty convenient for roughing stuff. Presumably 1 spade, unless partner somehow has the ace of trumps. A club. God only knows in the diamond suit. I mean, we were getting killed in 5 hearts, it feels like.
I think partner does have the ace of spades, but yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I mean, he certainly has a pointed suit ace, or possibly 2 pointed suit aces, but... Well, I guess actually, sorry, so Adam opened the bidding, so Adam must have at least 1 ace, because there's just not enough stuff for him not to.
I get the feeling that Adam's hand is something like king, queen, 6th of spades, heart void, like ace whatever of diamonds, and like the queen, jack of clubs, and this is just not going to go the way we want. There's partner's ace of spades.
Not the ace of spades.
But yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
we can take a club trick and hold the damage to 650.
That would be nice.
Partner could have the jack of clubs or something. Was that a stiff ace of trumps? Is that possible? No.
It could be. Yeah. I think that's possible.
That would give Adam an 8-bagger. That seems, I guess, possible. But
no, he would have 7.
Oh, we had one. Right. So, yeah, it's quite possible then. Oh, well. No.
You know, this is when we bring back minus 750, and the opponents are like, well, or our teammates are like, you know, it wasn't vulnerable, right?
Yeah, well, that would be more like 650. 750 is not a possible score.
Is it 750 is 3-0 making all of them? Or I guess no, that's 720. Okay, never mind. Yeah, 750 is not possible.
Yeah, so minus 650. No, it was white. Minus 650.
I have had a lot of compares like that, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a lot, but certainly, certainly more than a few. I mean, the good news is we had 18 imps to play with, and without a redouble, this probably isn't an 18 imp board.
Yeah, see, Will's got the spirit. 3 no trump, just making 8. All 14 tricks. What's the problem?
So I think, is there any possible score between plus 70 and, whatever the math, like 7 no redoubled? Are any numbers between those two not possible in bridge? I'm not sure. So poor partner at ace queen of spades. And, couldn't catch
I know.
I
was just looking at this like, Billy, did you really think that queen of spades was going to be a useful card on defense? Apparently.
I mean, not really, but Adam's allowed to have jack 6, then Doug can have the king.
Yeah. All right, 7 imps goes to Hammond, so match is
Yeah.
over. Um, let's take a look at the scorecard once again. So it was a very clean match, I would say, from our perspective. We did
220 is not possible. Thank you, Will.
yeah, we did really well to pick up 12. The opponents got to the wrong game on that hand. Our teammates actually bid up to 5 diamonds and got doubled. 3 diamonds, pass,
Yeah.
5 diamonds by North, pass, pass, double. I didn't actually look at the defense, so they did start by pulling 2 trumps, but there's just nothing you can do. There's 1, 2, 3 entries outside of the spade suit with that 7 of diamonds that declare can ruff a club, and that's enough to set up the spades.
Yeah.
So club went away, 550, well played by our teammates there. And otherwise, outside of that last board, we did quite well. Let's see how all the matches are shaking out before we take a break. So LOL, in their debut performance, as they had a bye in the first round, handily dispatching Capelli 39-9. These are shortish matches, but 11 boards is still a lot to show off like the caliber of different
Rob,
teams. So the fact that Hammond and Capelli kind of split in the first set does look like an impressive result for the LOL team. Tulin and Aker fairly close, in fact. Aker has actually taken that match. Goodman and Hammond we just watched. This was a pretty low-scoring set overall. 27 in our match, 23 in Wolfson Simpson. So Wolfson ended up defeating Simpson, but only by 3. Reynolds has the bye. So overall, we do have Wolfson, Goodman, LOL, Tulin as the top 4 teams, and those are the top 4 seeds, according to the ACBL. Followed by Hammond, Simpson, Aker, and then Reynolds and Capelli, the 2 4-handed teams, kind of as we expected, might be battling it out for the one position that is getting knocked out during this round robin.
So I'm curious what the partnerships on the Aker team are. Regal and Milgram ended their partnership, but maybe they already had this date and teammates and kept it. Or possibly there was some shuffling around. So I think Falk and Lusky are definitely playing together.
Yeah, it is Milgram and Aker, and Ruben and Regal are the partnerships.
Oh, that makes sense. I think Glenn and Aker have played some over the years, and I know they're very close friends. Jeff Aker, one of the other guys who was on the trading floor, so I'm kind of curious. Let's see, how many people in this event are former options traders? So everyone on the Wolfson team, 5 for 5.
Okay.
Ron on the Goodman team. I don't think Billy ever traded, and I know the other guys didn't. So that's 6. Bobby and Rosenberg. No one else on the LOL team. That's 8. Woolsey and Katz. That's 10. And I believe Bramley also, when he lived in Chicago. That's 11. The Hammond team, I think no one, although I could be wrong. Simpson, Jimmy. So is that 12? Is that right? Aker and Ruben, I think that's 14, and then no one on the rest of them. So that's a lot for, that's basically half the players, right? Or about a third of the players.
Yeah, well, as we talked about the other day, like there's a lot of transition from stock trading to bridge, and I mean vice versa as well. So
yeah, I mean I can go more into it, but bridge, poker, crossword puzzles, which a lot of these guys are good at. Jeff Aker is extraordinarily good crossword puzzle solver. As I got much better crossword puzzles than bridge. Anything involving incomplete information uses the same part of your brain, which is I think why bridge players make good traders.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, we have about an hour and 15 minutes until the round resumes.
Gonna go out for a bit. So
sounds good.
See you in a bit. Back here after. Bye.
All right, chat. I am done for now. I'm going to shut down the stream, but we will be back in about an hour-ish, a little bit over an hour. So this is the current standings. Wolfson, Goodman, LOL, and Tulin, all above average, and then the rest of them. So thanks for tuning in, and I will be back to Oh, SHG says, why don't they show Declare's Hand when they claim if we're kibitzing single player? Send them another bug email report. And whoever got them to rotate the board, do the same thing with this problem. And hopefully they can get that fixed. Yeah, it would be nice for spectators if they showed off Declare's Hand and Partner's Hand as well when the claim happens. But thanks for hanging out. We'll be back with some more Senior Trials action in about an hour.